like bones in the mud. We ain't civilized, we're a loud little stain. Two wide up maniacs with the fist full of shame. Hear that clock start dragging, the room start blacking, waking down the screen like a coffin lid cracking.
Starting soon, starting soon, starting soon, starting soon, starting soon, starting soon.
OG vault from the cornfield smoke, Mo from the concrete sharp with the joke. One hates taxes, one hates liars, both hate snakes and televangelist choirs. We talk ghosts, we talk scores, we talk gold, we're gold. Swap a cursed toy for a story told. If the lights go dim, we don't flinch, we grin. Looking like a sermon with a grin full of sin. Foul, mouth, loud and built like a storm. Same damn chaos in a different form. Door hinges groaning, night air moaning. Hold your place, don't stray, we're almost on display.
Starting soon, starting soon, starting soon, starting soon, starting soon, starting soon, starting soon.
If the dead wanna watch, let them watch from the dark. If the trolls wanna bark, let them bark in the park. We ain't here to be clean, we ain't here to be tame. We just drag the whole week through the dirt by name.
Starting soon, starting soon, starting soon, starting soon, starting soon, starting soon, starting soon.
What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to this week's The Commie and The Hog. I think Mo might still be getting his coffee, so let me do the Commie and The Hog. What's up, everybody? Thanks for hanging out with us. We got lots of fun stuff to talk about. We're going to be getting into some paranormal topics like usual. We're going to update the World Cup. I see.
And the hog.
And you heard it. And then we see Inshiro's already talking about the World Cup. A lot of people talking about what happened with the World Cup this week with Trump overturning the red card and then the U.S. team still losing 4-1. What's up, Rob T? Good to see you in the chat, my man. Thanks for hanging out with us. We also had a big announcement from BB, which we'll talk about in collectibles. I've got a card to show off. Maybe we'll tease it real quick. A little 57. Oh, I might have showed a little too much there. And then I was going to buy a pack of cards to open, and the freaking guy at the card shop, sorry, a little loud, guy at the card shop talked me into buying a whole blaster box, but he said this is like the best product out, right? It's Topps Chrome Marvel 2026, so maybe we'll pull a cool relic. I don't know. Are you ready, Mo? Are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
What's up, Mo?
I told you I was having crazy tech issues leading up to this. So, back as a skeleton. I can't open any cards. I couldn't even find any packs when I went out earlier, so it is not easy around here.
I know, it's crazy. You told me that nobody had that Topps Chrome Marvel in New York.
No, and when it comes to like baseball, Series 2 pretty much selling out most places now. Every now and then you'll find a shipment. But for the most part, not easy to track down the cards I want.
Yeah, like I said, if you want to buy some, I'll buy them for you and send them over to you. I mean, $40 a blaster box. I didn't see how much the hobby boxes were, but they are for sale. They got plenty of them over there. And then we got a World Cup
Yeah,
game.
well, we'll talk about it, but finance is coming out tomorrow, so
yeah,
you'll understand why I might not be sending you money today.
Yeah, apparently it's going to be expensive, but it's going to be worth it. Baseball, Topps Finest 2026. We'll talk about that when we get to collectibles. And let's just go ahead and get the party started.
How was your 4th of July, brother?
Man, this is like the first time ever when I'm like, to my 15-year-old son, Braylon, what are we doing for the 4th of July? And he's like, I'm going out with my friends. Like, what? That's the first, right? You're going out with your, what about me? So, no, I stayed at home and chilled. He went out and hung out with his friends. I went and picked him up afterwards. So I didn't have to get fireworks or nothing because I always thought fireworks was a waste of money. What'd you do for the 4th of July?
I went to the girl's house, hung out for a little bit, hung out with the family. Pretty much it. I mean, I like fireworks. I just don't like spending money on fireworks. I think it's kind of dumb.
Are they legal in New York?
Everybody else around me seems to buy them, so I'm like, well, fuck it, I'll just watch theirs.
There's a problem with legality around here. You got some people have to go to different states to buy their fireworks. Can you buy them in New York?
No, you can actually. At least you couldn't. I don't know if they ever changed the law on that. Again, I don't buy them. I remember back in the day when I played baseball, because it happened like during this time of the year, right?
Yep.
Remember my dad would always like talk to one of the fathers at the baseball, and he'd be like, "Oh, we gotta make a pit stop on the way home." I know like some states you just go like to the side of the road, right, and just fucking like buy fireworks and shit.
Yeah, and they'll do it like right at the border too. So like if you're in Kentucky, you have to get them in Tennessee. So you just go right over the border, and there's lots of fireworks over there, and they just come on back.
Yeah, strictly illegal to buy, use, sell, and transport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob T said, should have told me I could have grabbed you a case of Topps Chrome Marvel for a retail price. Hobby, they were $209 pre-sale. Now they're $249. Wow. I think you probably might have mentioned something in the chat too, and we didn't jump on it. I didn't know these were gonna be so good. I don't usually collect like Marvel cards. I'm more of a baseball card collector. Apparently, yeah, they're reselling really well too. Maybe I should go buy out my local card shop and resell them for a profit on eBay. I think I have to go look at them prices.
Might be smart. If you can get those Topps finals tomorrow, again, we'll talk about it later, but that is a hot set too, so.
And expensive though. All right, yeah. Ichiro is not happy about the USA lose. I mean, they are not a great soccer team. We're going to talk about that a lot when we get to sports. I even have the video of what the red card was for, and you guys can let me know if you think that it was worth getting overturned for. Shout out to Denny OC's in chat. Ahoy, ahoy, my man. Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out with us. It is Tuesday night. That means it's time for me and Mo to argue about some stuff. But first, we're going to agree on some stuff, probably, because we're going to get into our paranormal topic. And we've got 3 different things to talk about in the paranormal topic at the end. The third thing is going to be a ghost video. Actually was sent over to me by my Discord moderator, Mr. Evo. But I had seen it a couple weeks prior, too. And the fact that he was seeing it now, too, means that it's getting sent around. So it's starting to blow up because I can't really explain it. We'll get into it. But first, and Mo pointed this one out to me. This is something I haven't been keeping my ear to the ground on. But did you hear about the new skins and the new research project that's going on with the Noah's Ark? Just this year, a full geological and archaeological research project was initiated at the Noah's Ark formation in the district. It's in Turkey. I can't say all those words. It's in the district of Ang province in Turkey. The project's directed by this professor or whatever. But let me show you what some of the pictures are that they're excited about that they think is actually Noah's Ark. This first one here is from 1961. It's on Mount Ararat, and I think it says something in the Bible about Mount Ararat, and like that's where Noah's Ark was gonna land.
Yeah,
and,
something like it came to laid to rest or something.
Yeah, at Mount Ararat. So that's make me think like, whoa, maybe there's something to it. Now this is what it looked like in 2019. I mean, that don't look like no natural hill to me. It looks very weird. Like, why does it have the concaveness? So this is what they're excavating. But I feel like if it was in that mound right there, then they should have already gotten to it by now. Like, you would have already been able to dig in a little bit and see it. They used that old ground penetrating radar on it, and it looks like there's something down there. I don't know what the little heat spot is in the middle, but yeah, this is the thing. This is a digital representation or recreation of what they used with the ground scanning radar, and this is what it supposedly looks like. So I don't know. What do you think, Mo? You think it's actually Noah's Ark? You think it's a different boat? You think it's nothing of the sort?
I feel like there's something there, right? And I mean, again, if we're just gonna trace biblical stories and roots, I mean, why not give it a shot? The question as to why it hasn't been done already is because the same question why it's never done anywhere else. It's like whenever people have a suspicion, it's just hands off. If it's not government related, if it's not historian related, it's just like they're not allowing anybody to touch this shit. Now, I kind of agree with it. You know, you don't just want people in there just throwing fucking shovels and just, you know, God forbid there is something there. But this group in particular, I think they were sidetracked a little bit from the government or the local people, and then they said it just picked back up. So they're getting back in there, and they're going to be able to apparently do some more, I guess, digging, or they have some sort of like cameras or whatever they want to send down. So I don't know, man. I think they're doing it the right way. Because I think just going on there and sending 100 people with shovels and tearing up the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, that's not
probably
good.
not the best idea. You
it's
can't leave that even as an option.
If it's made out of wood, it's going to be really fragile. It's going to break really easily. You don't want to break everything up. And I've been hearing about this whole Mount Ararat case since I think they were talking about back in the 90s. And then, of course, in 2019, we've seen that picture. It flared up again. and then it just disappeared again. So I'm like, did they just figure out it wasn't it, or did they just not go through with it? And apparently they hadn't gone through with it because Turkey, just like Egypt, was holding them back from doing the type of archaeological digs that they wanted to do. Now, as you guys probably know, if you've watched me on my channel, I'm not a big believer in religion or the Bible, but when it comes to the Great Flood, now that's a story that's in a whole lot of different religions and a whole lot of different history texts that aren't even religious. And people will come at you and say, it makes no sense at all. How could Noah have possibly made a boat big enough to hold 2 of every animal in the world? There's so many, there's giraffes, there's zebras, there's bears. Like, no. The story is told from Noah's perspective. It's 2 of every animal that he knows exists. He doesn't know about animals that exist in North America and stuff. It's just 2 of every animal that was around him. So that makes it a little bit more believable. And they're like, well, the water couldn't flood the whole entire world. That doesn't make any sense. No, again, it's told from Noah's perspective. It flooded everywhere that he could see. He couldn't see any land, so he wrote down that the world was flooded. You know what I mean? So it's not so far-fetched to me, the story of Noah's Ark. And now that we get some physical proof, I mean, it's exciting. I just hope they don't dig it up and then it ends up being just some old Viking ship or something.
Well, then we can, move on and try to figure out where else it might be. Interesting. You ever look into like the digital arc theory?
Yes, where they kept like DNA and stuff instead.
Yeah, so apparently it wasn't a ship.
Right.
Right, because they did say, obviously when you look like the Sahara Desert's an example, the animals that existed there, in ancient history is way different than what's there now.
True.
So they said he would have had, more animals than people might have anticipated in the area. Again, 1 of every kind or 2 of every kind, male and female, kind of hard, unlikely you'd think.
But like I said, it's just the ones that he knows of.
That's what I'm saying, but they said that the animals that were known of in that area were way more than they are today. You know what I mean? Because
Probably
again,
more dangerous too.
Well, I'm sure. But what I always liked was the idea of like, what if we, if you go deep into like we are the aliens that left the planet originally, and it's just ancient human civilization that we're waiting to come back and save us, right? Heard that?
Yeah.
Actually line up with this digital arc where it's like, yeah, of course. Well, if you had to have DNA of every single animal on the planet, well, yeah, you could just do like Jurassic Park, and you could just grab the DNA samples, put them on put them in a lab, put them in a chip, move them on a ship. It'd be much smaller.
It means it was done by a more advanced civilization, maybe a civilization that we don't know all about, like the one from Atlantis or something.
Right. Well, I mean Atlantis, but if you just lead into the fact that we were a far more advanced civilization back then than we gave ourselves credit for, just looking at what was built, then you could say, well, maybe if that was humans that built it, then it might have been humans that left before shit really popped off, and not only would they have the answers, but it all tie together. Again, you have to kind of lean into that theory, but I think it would be kind of cool if that was it, if we were the original aliens who just left.
That's what the ancient astronauts believe. Rob T says Top Sapphire Gary B is releasing tomorrow. See, if they would have had that at the shop, I would have picked that up. I like Gary B. And Shiro says Hitler modeled his camps after the American Indian reservations. How would Hitler know about the American Indian reservation? I mean, I guess that's possible. And Shiro, are you Tucson? Did you change your name?
You would have known.
Rob says, Mo, right, Top's finest tomorrow at noon. $349 for a hobby box with 2 guaranteed autos. That's baseball. If it was basketball, I'd be more interested. I'm not big into buying the new baseball rookies. Everybody puts all the stock in baseball and the rookies. And then they end up,
class is something we haven't seen in like 30 years.
And 90% are going to be busts. Just like when I put all my money into Daisuke Matsuzaka. And she also says, Evil USA will reap what it has.
Well, Daisuke Matsuzaka never had a scouting report like any of these guys. Just letting you know.
She also says, dim-titted. Is that a phrase? Dim-titted? How can your tits be dim? Dim-titted Americans and their magic man in the sky? What's up, biggest bro? Good to see you, my man. Thanks for hanging out with us. We got lots of fun stuff to talk about. We just got into the scans that are going on right now. So they've started up a whole new research investigation into this possible Noah's Ark that's on Mount Ararat. And then the other topic I wanted to talk about before we get into our ghost video is something that Mo told me about. These are called starseeds. So there's a new group of people on Earth who believe that they're aliens. Star people.
Not really new.
Well, I never heard of them. New to me. Okay, so they're starseeds, and they're individuals who believe that they have come in Earth from other dimensions to help heal the planet. At least they're doing good. And guide humanity into the golden age, a period of great happiness, prosperity, and achievement. So yeah, this is a big thing. You can see over 4 million results whenever they search for it on social media. And I did want to put this quote of this lady right here. She seems like a pretty normal lady. At the bottom there, you can see her quote is, I sat my mom down and I told her I'm an alien. I told her I chose to sign up to be a human, and now I'm here. So, Mo, what do you know about these star people?
It's a star seed. It's almost like a religion type of ideology. It's fake. It's just be first and foremost. It's fucking fake. It was developed and basically brought to light during like the digital age, right, where everyone was just started like swipe on their phones all the time. And the much I read about it, I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of agree with that. You know, this sounds kind of normal. That looks kind of good. But I mean, it's nothing more than a fucking like a digital cult. If you want to go that far with it.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I mean, people on the left have picked it up. People on the right have picked it up. Like it really doesn't have any boundaries when it comes to politics. But
Aliens have rights too, man.
They do. They do. But the funny thing I thought about, well, I guess the interesting thing I thought about this was how easily, like you said, how many people read about it, you know, search it up. It actually worked its way into like fucking QAnon when they were talking about the fucking space lasers. They were bringing some of this stuff into it. But the way I look at it, do you remember when did you have a computer? When was your first computer? Do you remember?
I was like 17.
What year?
Man, put me out there. Shout out to Grandma Moore's in the chat. My sister, she knows
All
what
right,
year.
I should say
Say
late
96,
90s. Did you have a
97, I
computer at home?
think. 96, 97.
Okay, so most people I think were in the same boat, right? Where you had like a family computer that would normally be like in the living room.
Yeah.
And people would normally sit down, they would check their email, they get kicked off the internet, people getting yelled at, I want to use the computer, I want to do
Oh,
that.
yeah, that happened to me all the time.
Right, so that's the early, like, internet days, right?
Yep.
It was very hard to, like, go down these rabbit holes of, like, really dumb, retarded shit. Like, if you sat down at your computer and you saw this Starseed stuff, you'd be like, I got to get my family some serious help, you know?
Yeah.
But it actually started taking off more like 2008, 2010, which we've talked about this, right? Like the whole digital age, iPhones. More importantly, though, the iPhone, I talk about 2008. The algorithm, which was 2010, 2011, when it started to work its way into the iPhone and smartphones, that's when this shit started getting crazy. Because it's the sheer fact that, you know, again, you wouldn't sit down at your family computer and start looking this shit up. But when you just break out your phone in like 30-second increments and just keep reading about this shit and going down this fucking rabbit hole, this is why people were getting hooked on it. It was just like digital crack, man. It's actually kind of insane. And again, I was looking back at like the history of it, when it really started taking off, and they do kind of point the phenomenon to the iPhone and like the algorithm of like 2010.
It makes
I think
sense.
this is more of like, let's say like a digital pacifier,
Okay.
where it's like, when we were growing up, did you just get thrown out the house all the time? Like go outside and fucking play, get out of my sight, come back when the lights are out,
Yep.
or when it's getting dark?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But again, we live in a world nowadays when you had the iPhones and the iPads and kids sitting around. That's when the parents just started throwing these fucking devices at them. And I think that's what it all just kind of leads into, where it's just like, it's so easy to just kind of live in this world where you can read about starseeds and be like, oh, I'm a fucking starseed. Oh, I'm a fucking starseed. You know what I mean? Like, it's so, it just wouldn't have happened again, like in the 90s, the 80s, because people you would have been in the real world and normal people would have been like, bro, smack you in the face, come back to reality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the nice thing about stuff like that is whenever you go down to that rabbit hole, especially if you're like a kid or something and you're lonely or whatever, those communities are like really embracing. So you get embraced into the community and that just dives you deeper and deeper into it.
And listen, a community is great, but a community that only coddles you and doesn't tell you the harsh truths of reality of this world doesn't have your best interest at heart. You know what I mean? So
Those are like the
it's
far
good to be
left
part of a
communities. We're
group.
going to talk about that when we get to politics, actually. I'm going to say that's exactly what's wrong with the people on the far left, and I'll show you some examples of it. So I could definitely see what you're talking about. DLC says, one of my favorite Our Lady Peace songs is Star Seed. Ooh, mind you, the lead singer might actually believe he's an alien. Well, maybe he is a star seed. Maybe he started it. Look up Leo Sprinkle. He has written books on reincarnation on other planets. I've seen some crazy stuff on reincarnation where these kids know stuff like crazy amounts of stuff about a random person from 50 years ago that just happened to die the day before they were born or something. It blows my mind. Sounds like Mo's a real Gen Xer.
They're just kind of repurposing old information or whatever to try to bleed into the digital age. How many people tried to do that? How many companies did that? You know, again, because this started what in 1976
Oh wow.
with The Gods of Aquarius was a book by Brad Steiger, right? And again, all these beliefs about how we're alien beings who reincarnate into fucking human bodies on Earth. We're cosmic guides. Listen, I told you the story, man. When my dad passed away, I was not in the same state. The man died of a heart attack at like 9 in the morning. I'm up all night. Everybody knows it, dude. I was in my bed clutching my chest, thinking I was on my way out. Thought I was dying.
That's
Turns
crazy.
out that was the exact same time that my dad passed.
Yeah.
So,
that
the
happens with
energy,
identical
right?
twins
Like-
and stuff too.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like the energy and the stuff that comes and passes through the universe, I believe in that. And I think the people of this starseed also believe in that. And they were like, well, how can we doctor this up in like the digital age and get everybody fucking hooked on it? And again, when you can just take out your phones, it's a very easy form of escapism. We're all fucking guilty of it, I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? Where you don't really have to care about what's going on in the real world, even though the real world at the end of the day is going to be, what judges your outcome. Because I love living online too, but I mean, shit, the real world fucking takes precedence,
So we get to that Ready Player One state, and then it's a whole new world.
Well,
All right,
when we
now-
start blurring those lines, yeah.
All right,
then
let's
that'll be a
get
different
into the next,
conversation.
the last topic for paranormal. I've got a video queued up here. Like I said, I've seen a couple people who have shared this with me, so it's starting to get passed around a little bit. Give you the basis of it, and like usual, whenever I'm watching these videos, especially since I've seen this one a couple times already, I'm always thinking about what's most important. How can they fake this? If you see a video and you can't think of any way that they faked it, and you know it's not doctored, then maybe you're looking at something real here. And this one is tough to figure out how they might have faked this. So it's an Uber driver, and the beginning's kind of dumb because he says there's like a ghost that comes into his car. I don't know what the thing is that he sees. It seems like it don't matter much at the beginning, but then all the stuff that happens afterwards makes you think that maybe that was a ghost or something that hopped into his car. C-Spill, you're here right on time. We're about to show the ghost video. Let's go. What's up, my man? Here we go. I'm not going to mute us because there's only a little bit of sound. We'll see how it works. All right, so he's saying that ghost is entering his car. He'll slow it down for you. This is an Uber driver. Should have taken the other street. He's going down right next to a graveyard. Give it a second, is what it says. Is it skipping on me? This looks like it's working. This is a TikTok video. It's linked down in the description. So look at my interior screen. A ghost enters through the window. I'm a little skeptical about this, but this little thing right here. But then you see all this stuff that happens to him here in a minute, and it's like, what was that? So he's about to go make this delivery and pull over right next to the graveyard in his car. Oh, actually, he says he had to stop because his window kept shaking. And here, I could pause that so I can read it. Let me read it. He said he was panning it right here and trying to keep his cool because his window to the right was vibrating and shaking, and it almost sounded like someone was banging on the window, but no one was there. I hadn't checked the camera, so I didn't know this was right after the thing that happened, the thing that he thinks might be a ghost that entered his car. So now he gets out of his car. He's looking around next to this graveyard.
Do my usual Uber eating, dropping off some food. I swear, this I've all address gotta be something by something. When I see this again, I'm not gonna accept it.
He ain't never not saying nothing important. The good stuff hasn't happened yet, Seatbelt. But look, it's kind of weird to me. It's good that he does this, but weird that he does this. He's gonna check underneath his car to make sure nobody's under there. So like if there was somebody pulling some strings or something because some stuff's about to move around by itself, we know that there's nobody underneath the car. Also kind of strange that this window's blacked out right there. I don't know why. Watch and see.
So, I'm dropping off the DoorDash, the Uber eating. I can't even get my daggone company straight. And you're gonna see a vibration.
Watch the shoes.
See tapping at the window.
You see those white shoes out there?
Definitely here.
Boom, you see that? How they do that? It ain't over yet. So that shoe just moved by itself. He saw it.
Hell no. Hell no.
He's starting to freak out a little bit. So he gets back out of the car. The shoe's gonna move again, watch it. Like, there ain't no strings, man. What is it? Watch it, don't even move it. It turns. Turns towards him. Ooh, did you see that?
No, hell no, hell no, hell no.
So now some weird stuff happens. He gets back in his car.
No.
I think it moves a little more or something to do. But then he gets back in his car and some more weird stuff happens. Yeah, I think it's gonna move again because he freaks out. Let me know in the chat what y'all think. What's making the shoe move? And it's not just this. Like, he's all up on it too. So, like, you know, I did move again, but it moves twice. So he gets back in the car, and like when he gets in the car, you can see his handle of his passenger. Watch the handle of his passenger door. I don't know how he could rig this to work the way it does, but you're gonna see. Look, it looks like somebody's trying to get in to his car. It starts pulling like crazy.
Why?
He even got all the way up on it. There wasn't nobody on the other side,
No.
and it's still doing it. And then it's gonna open his whole door. In 3, 2, 1. Something like that.
Oh,
Boom.
hell, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, exactly. I feel you, bro. What is that? So I don't know. I can't really explain how he could have maybe be set up. I mean, keep in mind, this thing isn't even technically like where he lives or anything. He's just out in the middle of nowhere next to this graveyard. How's that shoe moving? This has to all be set up beforehand. What do you think about it, Mo?
I mean, I can't talk about believing in energies and cosmic shit and say I don't believe in that to a certain extent. I mean, shit, right? When these people die and their souls escape or whatever, it's like, do we really know where they go? Do they pass on? Do they linger? But anyway, it is kind of crazy. But without seeing like I need like a surveillance camera that kind of matches up like real time.
Somebody should have a Ring camera around there
with
somewhere.
his feed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I need like two angles at the same time, and then I'll really start believing it. Because, dude, my brain's so fucking broken. I don't know how you feel. I don't know how chat feels, dude. This AI shit.
I know. Makes it tough.
And you know what's crazy? You know, I saw the video or whatever, like, Spencer Pratt, I'm not talking about this right now, but he was like, oh, you know, you build like this emotion or like you remember it. I feel like that's what's happening with AI. Because you don't even see the hate towards AI that we did. Now they're just like, it's just AI. Whereas before, it's like, you're ruining the artists, you're taking down the industries. Now, it's like AI, you know, just another fucking day with AI. You know what I mean? We're kind of like building this emotional bond with AI now, and it's fucking scary.
That's sad. I don't like that because you're kind of right. I got tired of spending an hour or two trying to make a thumbnail that comes out looking amateurish anyway. So now I just let my AI make it in 5 minutes, and it saves me so much time, and it looks so much better. So,
you just took a knee.
Guilty.
You just took the knee, right?
I bowed. I bowed to my
was it fealty to the
overlord.
fucking crown of AI? Jesus Christ, man.
C-Spell says, nobody stops like this in the middle of the night. He says that his window was shaking. He was freaking out. Tucson says, Grand Platner is what we didn't have if Bernie Sanders ran the country. Great betting job, Bernie. Oh, my God. Like, he knows everything.
Hey, you leave my birdie alone.
It just slides.
Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes.
It wasn't my best ghost video, but like I said, several people have been checking it out. I've been following the freaking James Franco alien. I've been trying to figure out if it was real and gave up on it. Did you hear about it, or have you watched the videos that James Franco's been putting out? Apparently he's got an alien in his garage.
I see random clips of it, yeah. Do
So
you even know what the
stupid.
hell's going on with that? It's like there's been a resolution?
It could have maybe did something. It might have been a story, but he's a really bad actor. It's pretty obvious. So
I was like, man, maybe just trying to prank. Maybe trying to promote some new movie. I'm like,
plus he
don't
had
fucking
like the
know.
name of a director that's known for making like alien movies written on his chest, so it's kind of obvious. Then he says, "I be leaving that escape right there. Keys in it, walking right home. Depends on how far I'm away, man. If I'm in a couple miles away and I got a ghost chasing me, but then again, he does think the ghost is in his car, so I don't know. I thought it was kind of freaky. It was hard to explain, but we'll get you some more cool ghost videos or UFOs next week, I'm sure.
I love that shit. Well, again, whether it's real or not,
Yeah.
it's entertaining. Gives us something to watch, discuss.
It's
but
fun to think about what if it's real.
Poltergeist, you know, but again, real quick, it's like when you feel like poltergeist and like these souls that escape and have like nowhere to go and like become trapped. Again, if you believe in these ideas, I'm not saying I believe in all of them, but you could see they'd be pissed off, bro. I'd be pissed off too if I, left my body and I'm like, fuck, now I'm stuck here at the hood or the graveyard. Like, I don't want to fucking be here. I'm gonna start shaking people's fucking windows.
I mean, some of those exorcisms seem real as hell to me. So, I mean, if they can have those type of demons inside of you, then you should be scared. Thinks he's gonna Uber home, then you're gonna catch a new Uber ghost. All right, World
Can
Cup's
we watch
happening.
like a real life exorcism from like YouTube or something? Can we do that on stream?
Probably, yeah. I don't even
I'd like to
monetize
watch
usually,
one.
so yeah, no
I'd
big
like to
deal.
watch one.
All right,
We
we're
can kind
about,
of
to,
fucking do play-by-play on it or something.
we're about to have the final 8 of this year's World Cup, the 2026 World Cup. You got France with Mbappe, with Morocco, and then the second game is Spain versus Belgium, which beat USA. We'll talk about that. Norway with England, and I'm starting to be a big fan of this Holland guy, Erlich Haaland. Some people are some haters on him. The right wing act like he's the poster boy for the right wing. Bro, he's from Norway, I promise you. He's very socialist. Then Argentina was able to pull it off with Messi today in advance, and then they're going to play the winner of Switzerland versus Colombia. I don't know either one of those teams were good at soccer, but they're playing right now to see who will be the last team to make it to the final 8 and play against Argentina. But the big story in the World Cup, of course, is the red card from that dude. I don't even know his name. I got it down here somewhere. We'll look at it.
You know what? This is such a non-story to me that even became more retarded.
Winner picks. That's a good idea there. Let's make our picks, because my pick was Brazil. Brazil's gone. I'm going to go with Norway now. I like Holland.
I'm going with Mbappe. I like to say Mbappe.
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 It's just fun to say. And he looked good, too. I watched some highlights from him during this World Cup, and he was crushing it. All right, let's look at the red card that Trump was able to get overturned by the FIFA World Cup in order to let our main striker play against Belgium yesterday. Here's the red card. A lot of people are saying that it should have been overturned. Trump was right to call because it shouldn't have been a foul. So
let's keep some of the possession. It's been a little bit of a spell for Bosnia-Herzegovina.
Maybe.
Balogun again and Muharremovich both are down. Muharremovich seems to be in the worst shape, although Balogun is still shaken up.
I must have watched that 100 times.
Not for the first time today.
What the fuck
Those two
happened?
have had a
Those two
real
guys just
big-time
running
battle
each
all game.
Yeah, Balogun rakes down the back of his leg.
keep him out of those metal
It's not
spikes on.
intentional.
They got those metal spikes on, so that crap hurts. But that was what he got the red card for. And FIFA, if you get a red card, then you're suspended the next game. So that player would have been suspended for the game versus Belgium yesterday to move on to the final 8 in the World Cup.
Yeah, and Rob T just said, I went to a independent disciplinary committee, but however, it's also a very corrupt committee, so I wouldn't leave that part out. But yeah, it's not. Hey, Trump called it in and demanded it. However, I think it was a bad idea. I don't know if you heard this talking point at all, but I think by him calling, and even if he had nothing to do with it, even if he made that phone call and people knew it, and that shit got overturned by an independent committee, I still feel like you took away the momentum behind the Americans to just come out there without their top striker and still just give it to them. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm, but I don't know shit about soccer. But maybe I also have been told that, up until this game, we were playing like fucking preschool. It was like NBA versus WNBA type shit. And this was like our first actual challenge in the game of soccer. That's what I was told too. I don't know shit about soccer. So I'm just repeating some talking points that I think made sense. But
shout out to Kryptoni in the chat. Wants to know how many MCP points everybody's using for Cap 1. We'll talk about Captain America. I've got a screenshot of it pulled up for our collectibles section, but I would guess 300,000 because that's what you needed for the drop we had the other day with the 111 editions. For some reason, it was.
You know what I'm saying, Noble? Like, it's like if you're not invited to go play in like a basketball game with your boys, but then your mom has to go out and like reach out to their moms and be like, "Oh, it'd be nice if he can come play," type shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I hate that. Because I just feel like you devalue the rest of what the team did. But apparently we would have got obliterated even without that guy. With that guy, we did.
You get a red card. Nah,
meme
bro,
going
I have
around
the
Not our
Trump
game.
card. I win.
Not our
What?
game,
That's
USA.
not how it works.
Let's prepare for what's next? Football. Yes, let's prepare for football.
Yeah, Rob T said, I told Belgium was favored. I watched the whole second half of the game, a little bit of the first half, and I mean, it was pretty obvious to me that when the United States had the ball, they were really timid with it. They were trying to find openings. They were passing around the back, but as soon as Belgium got the ball, they attacked every time. They were clearly way ahead of America. Like, America had no chance at all, and that was even with their best striker still in the game. Like, there was...
What was that goalie doing on that play? I feel like I play goalie like recreationally when people are like, oh, you're a hockey goalie? You could be a soccer goalie. Get in there. I feel like, what the fuck was that guy doing?
Which one, on the fourth goal, the long one?
Yeah, I guess the one where he came out,
It
he couldn't even like,
curved.
use
The
his
ball
hands
curved a
anymore. He was
little
like
bit.
outside the box.
I'm not a
Someone like hit
soccer
him in the
player.
back. The guy like the other team like came up and like I don't know if he hit him in the back, or, like chipped his leg or something, and then his fucking foot got stuck in the turf, like he missed a
Oh
fucking
yeah,
field goal kick.
the goalkeeper. Yeah, he. I don't know.
Yeah,
the
the
goalkeeper
goalkeeper
decided
came
not to
out,
make
yeah, I don't know
that
he did
kick.
that,
He
so.
like held up. I have no idea why. I guess he thought he was gonna get hit or something.
Yeah, that
Cisco
was
says, any American
weird.
countries left? Argentina is in South America.
yeah. I guess we'll root for Argentina.
Yeah.
Definitely not rooting for England.
Like I said, I like your boy Holland from Norway. All right, so here's some information about it. New York Times did confirm that Trump personally. So let me go back to this. Where's Rob T at? Okay, I'm Rob T versus New York Times. I don't know, but New York Times says Trump personally asked FIFA to review a U.S. player suspension. Now he's eligible to play. Keep in mind that this is the same head of FIFA that gave Trump the FIFA Peace Prize, which didn't even exist, and he's been sucking up to Trump for, they say, like decades. So
I didn't say it wasn't corrupt. I just said they had a committee of corrupt fucking people.
yeah, FIFA's known for being corrupt. So
Yeah, and my homeboy was fucking schooling me on this earlier. I don't know if he's watching the show. What up, brother? But he was telling me, he's like, dude, he's like, all the things that go on with FIFA, even he's the ultimate sports guy. You know, I like my football, my basketball, my hockey, baseball, but yeah, so anyway, what was it saying? Bosnian football?
this is just a few of the football teams from around the country, kind of their reaction to it. So it really made America look bad. As you can see, they're just like, this is
I agree.
disgraceful. Let's see, this was... somebody said that Donald Trump confirmed he asked FIFA to review Balogun's red card. These were the exact words. He said, I saw the play, and I'm a person that loves sports and was a good athlete, and I understand sports really, really well. So now, Trump is also a sports expert and a soccer expert. He says, that wasn't a foul. That wasn't even an infraction. That was two guys. And at the one point, he's like, I'm really good at this stuff. Like, bro, we're talking about soccer. Trump thinks he's like the greatest at everything. What are you talking? You don't know nothing about no soccer. Shut the hell up.
I mean, apparently majority of people agree with him. Like, it wasn't a red
No,
card
they didn't
foul,
agree with
but-
them. They agreed with them maybe that it shouldn't have been a red card. That's not the point. I could agree
that's
with
what
you.
I'm saying.
I could agree with you that it should have been a red card, but I can show you like
Yeah.
dozens and dozens of the exact same play where people got red cards where they
I'm sure you could.
stepped on
I'm
people's
sure you could.
ankle on accident. It doesn't. The intent didn't matter there. So what really matters though is that it was decided and then they overturned it. So has this ever happened before? Back in 1962 when Brazil hosted the World Cup, a lot of people that are soccer fans know about this. The same kind of thing happened, and it was also like political, and they say it was a lot of corruption too. They had like these special rules in the FIFA World Cup where it's like you can't have any politics involved whatsoever, and this is exactly what that is. So it very much broke that rule. And then in
Politics is
2014,
everywhere, even back in 1962.
yeah, but it was corrupt, and that was the problem. And it's
Oh, I totally agree with you on that. Go ahead, sorry.
Rob T says only eight could have ever won the World Cup. Only 8 countries have ever won the World Cup? Really? Brazil, Italy, Germany, France, Argentina, Spain, England, and Uruguay. Uruguay won a World Cup? I didn't know that. I knew America never won one. It's always going to be not one if those. It's always going to be something if those minus Uruguay who won the first 2 World. Oh, they won the first 2. Got you. So you're saying these are the only teams that are ever going to win? We got to do something, America. Let's just call it football and change the name of our football to something else because obviously calling it soccer is a disadvantage. Rob T says Trump asked to review, every country asked to review. Yeah, but not every country has FIFA's president in his back pocket. The committee decided no, they didn't. New York Times confirmed. Trump even said it himself. It was this does not happen in the World Cup. I'm showing you right here. It happened one time, and that was also corruption. You do know Belgium then asked for an appeal, yes, and they were declined because
Trump wasn't involved
they're
in
not
62.
Trump.
The only people that were involved both times was FIFA. So they're the corrupt ones' fault. They're the ones that are pulling
Y'all are
Trump in.
acting
They
like
pulled
this
that
is
guy in
normal.
1962.
This is not
I'm
normal.
I'm not saying it's normal. I agree with you. I'm just fucking
This
around.
is not.
But-
It's not only is it disgraceful, not only is it embarrassing. Imagine if we would have won the game. That would have been even worse. Everybody would have hated us. And I saw a guy on Twitter who has a big account said that he was watching the game at a bar in Florida, and the whole bar started cheering when Belgium scored, because everybody's so mad at Trump for doing that. Because it's not fair.
Government overreach. No, we never like it.
Okay,
Doesn't
so what
matter.
makes this situation unique is that the suspension was reportedly reversed after Trump personally spoke with the FIFA president himself. UEFA described the decision as having crossed a red line and said it undermined confidence in FIFA's disciplinary system. And then Belgium, of course, protested the eligibility, arguing that it compromised the integrity of the tournament. But of course, people don't seem to care that are Americans. However, what if the same thing happened? Belgium's star player got a red card. They're about to play us, and then Belgium's president is good friends with FIFA's president, and Belgium president calls and gets the red card taken away, and now he gets to play against the United States. Do you think people in the U.S. would still be cheering and say that's okay?
On the same play, if they reviewed it and they thought it was fair and it wasn't actually a foul, like that play,
Yeah.
potentially. I know what you're saying. I feel like I would probably look at that and be like, oh, I think the Belgian guy should play. I think as a country, there would be some sort of fucking outrage about it for sure. Yeah, I don't see why not.
Rob T says, it is normal. It happens regularly in European leagues. This is the World Cup, sir. It's
I
the
mean, Rob
World
T could be the
freaking Cup.
representative on this. Because I'm just telling you the talking points that I was told from my homeboy and a few people that it is very corrupt. Appeals are not new. As far as talking directly to, what's his name? Giovanni? Whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, directly, apparently.
Yeah.
And
I don't know
Trump
if that's
know
ever
nothing
happened
about no
before.
soccer. Come on. And my boy Dave
I don't claim to
Portnoy-
shit, no shit about soccer either. That's why I fucking go back to watching my baseball.
Dave Portnoy says, if your brain is broken by politics so much that you aren't happy that Balogun is playing and you're an American citizen, you should be deported. I just say I wasn't rooting against America, but because of that, I wasn't rooting for America. I just didn't care who won after that. But oh well. Daniel C says, Orange Man should have definitely kept his mouth shut on it. No, man, he thinks he runs the world. It's ridiculous. I'm tired of it. Oh well.
I mean, it's nice that he like loves his country and be like, I want to go to bat, but at the same time, like, again, I feel like you just kind of took away everything that team did in the game prior to get that far, right? After the guy got removed.
Yeah,
Like,
it just
I don't
makes
know,
us
man.
look bad. Win or lose, it makes us look bad, I feel like. All right, let's move on to
Yeah,
politics.
it would only, but I, like I said, it would only make sense to me if everyone that I saw was like overwhelmingly being like, that was 100% a red card. There's no way he should have been, you know. If that was the case, I'd be like, yeah, Trump fucked up. But the fact that everyone was like, yeah, it really shouldn't have been a red card, then I'd be like, well, then maybe
You know
it
how many
wasn't so
times
bad
in
that
the
Trump did that.
NBA, even in the playoffs last year, when the Indiana Pacers should have won the game, but it was obviously a bad call. You can look at the replay and see the foot was on the line, but that's what they called
Yeah,
it.
they need
We
to
don't
fix
get to
their goddamn
call up the
rules.
guy and be like, Trump, can you get that reversed and give us our win so it's 3-2 instead of 2-3? No, it doesn't
Fix the
happen.
goddamn rules then.
It's sports. It's final. All right.
Eh.
C-Spill says, spoken like a premium glazer. Rob T says, other countries.
I'm
Rob T
not
is
even
all
a
for
Trump
it.
glazer. Jesus Christ. Because it's probably
I was
everything we're about to
thinking-
talk about, I probably don't agree on with Trump, so it doesn't even matter.
I think me and Rob T should call up Donald Trump and ask him to give us like 4 extra goals posthumously so that we actually beat Belgium 5-4 and move on to the next round. Rob T says, other countries, young soccer players
Imagine
don't go
that.
to school. American way
I'm going to do
college doesn't
400%
work.
tariffs.
Nobody
Go
cares
back,
about soccer because
retroactively
it's
play the
such a
game.
boring game. That's another thing. Watching soccer, we're still in sports a little bit. Watching soccer, though.
I hate it.
It was so freaking boring. God, it's such a boring game. You sit there and watch a game for 3 hours and the score is 0-0 and everybody goes home. Like, wow, did I even watch? Rob T says,
How much
that's
of the
why.
World Cup did you watch?
Huh? Sorry?
How much of the World Cup did you watch?
I've been watching the highlights, so it'll be like a 17-minute video of all the highlights between Brazil and whoever they played, and you get to see all the goals and near goals. But I'm not watching.
You're
the
watching
whole
like the
entire game.
condensed games?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I like. Yep,
Yeah.
exactly, man. That's as far as my knowledge will go. Don't know who the fuck these people are, and honestly, most of them are probably just from like YouTube clips or fucking TikTok clips.
Yeah.
My girl sends me TikToks, and then I don't really go on TikTok, but then like I leave it open, and then like all that for you shit just starts popping up, and I'm like, oh, already in the algorithm. Fucking hell.
It's funny you said TikTok because that's what we're about to talk about. Except for Trump calls it Tic Tac. Rob T says he watched
Yeah.
every game. So I know a lot of people that I work with watch every single game, even when they're at work.
Oh, I'm not knocking people that do. I was just curious how much you watched, because I watched
I just watched the
absolutely none.
highlights. Then he says, did you watch the Lego kart race? No, I forgot about that. You told me about it last week. I want to watch it. Is there a replay? I would love to watch that. Ooh, right now, Colombia and Switzerland are in overtime shooting penalties. All right, so Trump made a statement this week. This is going to be our funny quote. I think we're going to start every politics off with Trump, either a dumb quote or a funny quote, because you can find plenty of them every week. This time, it's going to be Trump saying, you know who the #1 person on TikTok is by far? It's me. And Taylor Swift's number 11. That's what Trump said. First of all, obviously it's not TikTok, it's TikTok. And apparently, as you can see
He's not lying then.
the community knows.
He's not actually, technically he's not lying.
Is he not
number
lying?
1 on TikTok. It's just TikTok just isn't technically a platform, so.
Maybe he has his
Is he
own
lying?
platform that nobody knows about called TikTok, and he's got like 3 followers over there, and that's more than anybody else because there's only 2 people on there. Trump has actually 6 million followers on TikTok, and the person with the most has 196 million or something, and Taylor Swift not even number
I'm
11.
going to say 16.6 million TikTok followers.
I don't know. Yeah, 16.6 million, and I think, like I said, the person with the most has like 162 million.
No, I think you said 6. And I'm like, I'm looking
Well,
at your screen, and
My
I'm pretty
eyes,
sure it says
it's small on
16.6.
my screen, and plus my eyes suck because I'm an old man.
Oh,
so
true. I see it better than you probably.
Sorry about that. Then he says, not gonna lie, last year's was better, but still worth a watch. Definitely highlights and replays. Yeah, I'm gonna go back and watch a couple of those. I didn't know that was a thing. The Lego kart race. I think Trump means his content, not followers.
The man does have good content. I will miss him.
He's just saying I got the best content. Then why is he saying Taylor Swift's number 11? Is he saying Taylor Swift has the 11th best content? See, y'all make excuses for him, and it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make
I
any
put
sense.
her at number 11
Those two
content.
things don't
maybe,
go together.
Maybe even lower.
Okay, so Trump is ranking now the top 20 content and producers in his opinion, and who has the best content.
Sure,
and puts
why not?
himself. Oh, brother. All right. Something we want to
I'm just
follow up
kidding.
on from last week was Tulsi Gabbard. Somebody, I think it was my Grandma Moore, mentioned in chat about Tulsi Gabbard. She's always liked Tulsi Gabbard. I know Mo's always liked Tulsi Gabbard. And when she brought him up, I brought up that newish news that a few weeks ago was revealed, all this stuff about her being in a cult. And I was surprised that neither Mo nor Grandma Moore knew anything about it. Like, none of her supporters get to hear
Why
about
end
it.
up time to redo 25,000 fucking pages?
Yeah, they're really good at hiding stuff from people they don't want them to see also. But here's Tulsi right here. I call her the White Storm. And what had happened was, the Washington Post came out with this big article. And basically what the article was saying in summary was that Gabbard was raised around the Science of Identity Foundation. It's a secretive religious movement led by some guy named Chris Butler. And multiple former members describe it as a cult. So
That guy sucks, by the way.
she has publicly acknowledged that Butler is her guru/spiritual teacher, and there's been reporting that describes him as an important influence in her life. Now, that Washington Post investigation reviewed leaked documents and messages suggesting that Butler or somebody in the circle was giving Gabbard political guidance and talking points, and it even showed like where they had texted her to say this one thing, and then the very next day you see her in Congress saying exactly what they told her to say.
Yep.
So it's kind of messed up. So former members alleged that Butler demanded obedience and controlled followers. So of course he probably controlled her as well. And it just kind of makes you wonder, like, about the people that are out there as politicians, and like she at the top of CIA, and she's being run by a cult. Grandma Moore says, "I did watch."
I mean, everything that's in there, because I did actually finally start to go through it.
Yeah,
They're
it's
still trying to
kinda
find
crazy.
ties from when she joined Trump, but it is pretty shady regardless because everybody around her still is involved. Now, she had no ties with the people around her. I might think differently, but it is definitely sketchy.
It does seem a little sketchy to me, also.
Now, the one thing about Tulsi I will say, because you know I am a fan of her, her policies, her main policy that I always loved her about was just, again, which turns out to be part of this fucking cult, is the isolationism, right? There's like the pulling back of like the geopolitical world power, and that was like one of their main goals, right?
Right.
So, you know me, I'm all about that. So if you start telling me like we're not going to get involved in foreign affairs or we're going to stay here at home, you would have had me at that. But then when you start to read further into this fucking SIF cult or whatever, they're insane. They are absolutely wild. And like I said, they still haven't found the evidence that pins her since joining Trump. But she sure as hell didn't distance herself from anybody that's involved with them to this day, knowingly. So it would be pretty hard to say that she's not still somehow involved. That's
And
all.
what I always said about Tulsi, whenever people brought him up, what I always heard about her, that she was like hooked up with Russia. She was like this Russian shill or something. She would always side with Russia no matter what the policy was. And then we find out that this Chris Butler guy, the leader, the guru of the cult, is a big Russian guy who like loves Russia. So it all comes together. It all makes sense. It's like, what the hell's happening? Rob T says,
Which is crazy because that guy is really only, from the day he was fucking born, was taught to love himself, which is the crazy thing about that guy, that he was even working with anybody. Because if you actually read into that SIF fucking group,
oh, brother.
it's like, dude, he's like the fucking God, the holy, the almighty. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's...
Yeah, that's like
It's
one of their
fucking
main
crazy.
tenets is to make sure they follow everything he says. It's like,
Yeah, it's
literally a
absolutely
cult.
insane.
Literally a cult.
Absolutely insane.
Rob T
Yeah.
says Fox paid $435 million for a whole World Cup USA rights. Meanwhile, Netflix paid $500 million for NFL games. Which one's better? I mean, NFL lasts longer, but there's probably more people watching the World Cup. However, now that USA's gone, I bet them ratings is going to drop fast. Did y'all hear CERN shut down? Yeah, we were talking about that a couple weeks ago. And we, I think it was Grandma Moore was talking about how, like, every time CERN shuts down, like, something crazy happens. Like, that's when the pandemic happened, and that's when the housing crisis happened. So I don't know what's going to happen next. Oh, five NFL
I keep seeing
games.
funny-ass videos. People like, now that CERN shut down, and it's like, sock is missing from the fucking dryer. Just stupid shit, you know? But,
Yeah, that's crazy. So Rob T's talking about how they got the whole World Cup for $435 million. They only got 5 NFL games for $500 million. That's kind of crazy. That's how much people like NFL. Kryptonic says, I heard they shut it down to put bigger and better colliders. They're always upgrading. What's up, Thanu? Good to see you in the chat, my man. Rob T says, Pelosi
I
at
think
the
it's
best.
odd they didn't publish that info from the last run.
What info? What run?
So I think last year or the year before on the CERN collider, they ran some sort of test. And normally they publish a lot of shit, but they didn't publish it. But they already said they were bringing it down for maintenance this year. But there was like some conspiracy shit where it was like, oh, something must have happened. They opened the portal. You know the fucking bullshit.
Yeah, the maintenance was
But-
planned, but I always hear like,
The
oh,
maintenance
they
was
opened
planned,
some
but they
portal
did
or
say
something. And
originally
there's like
it
some
could've
guy
been-
actually leaks that they opened the portal, and then you hear like they leaked some audio from it, but is it really real? Blah blah blah. It's hard to believe. Rob T says Pelosi had the best stock portfolio return in the world this past year.
I know.
Rob
We're all
T,
fucked up.
Mo, you guys are into crypto, so you guys understand how market works. What do you think's going to happen if you have a person who everybody follows their trades and trades exactly what they trade? If she buys a stock and 500 people buy that stock, she wins every
That was happening
time.
way before her fucking portfolio was online. That's why people made the goddamn portfolio.
Yeah, she was doing
because
insider
it's
trading
fucking
like
insider-
everybody else.
Of course,
Yeah, oh,
of course.
100%. I'm
Well,
not a
yeah, as long
Pelosi
as you
fan.
know that.
I'm not a
Yeah.
Pelosi fan, but you have to understand that now the reason why she wins every year is just because everybody's following her trades, and that's how trading works. But yeah, I mean, they're all crooked. They're all insider trading. Nobody's getting more than Trump is right
Okay,
now.
as long as we agree on that, because I'll agree with your end result.
Oh yeah, I'm no
uh,
Pelosi fan, but keep
okay,
in mind
yeah.
that's why she's crushing it, because everybody buys what she buys. I mean, obviously that should be obvious to people. All right, let's talk about.
Well, I
Graham.
can't wait till we do a fucking show on my platform. I want you not to debate me on it, because I know you're going to agree with a lot of my stuff, but I'm going to send you all my positions, and we're going to do something where you're just going to fucking question. We could do it to chat, quick Q&A on all my fucking positions, bro.
Oh, I'm ready.
Because I'm telling you, man.
I like it.
Fuck these people in politics making money. Get your fucking stocks out. No crypto. Fuck you little sons and their firms. I'm tired of all of it, bro. Tired of all that shit. But we fucked up. We should have just invested with Pelosi, right? Like that's on us.
All we had to do was follow Pelosi's trades, and we would have won. No, I was going to mention
know.
like my but my anger with like the far left right now, because I wanted to do some type of guerrilla marketing where I join all these left-wing communities and then work in the fact that I have this live show you guys should come and watch. So I joined like this guy named Xander Hall. He's a guy that does YouTube and Twitch, and then I joined Vosh, which is a big YouTuber. Then I joined
Oh, no, Bosh.
the Majority Report Discord. Joined all 3 of those Discords, and all 3 of them, the second that I try to debate somebody on whether or not transgender athletes should be allowed to play in competitive sports, they ban me. And now one of them in the Bosch Discord, their moderator came out. They got Tanky on his name and everything, and it's like, I'm going to debate you on this. So he debates me, and like the first term he uses, I look it up. He's like, you're using that completely wrong. And then he's like, blah blah blah. He defends it.
I'm sorry, are you trying to argue why women should be allowed to or men should be allowed in women's sports?
My
Or are you
argument
trying to
is
argue
always that
against-
transgender athletes should not be allowed to play in sports. They should be allowed to play in sports, but only as their biological sex.
Okay.
And
I just wanted to understand what position you were taking here. Okay.
But it doesn't matter what position, even if it was less extreme than that. I mean, no matter what, if you don't agree with them, they just completely ban you and they shut you down completely. So, like, the person tried to debate me and I completely crushed them in the debate, so they just banned me. It's wild, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
But,
could be Charlie
and here's
Church,
the other
they
thing.
fucking shot him.
I joined the Chud headquarters, big right-wing place, sit there and debated with them. They never banned me. They were cool as hell.
That's having goals people right there, bro. Have
It's
yourself
sad.
a nice Chudweiser, sit back and relax, baby. I love
I
it
did
over
find
there,
one
man.
liberal Discord that wasn't so bad, and I was able to debate in there. There's a couple people that agreed with me, but like when it comes to those far left places, even in their like YouTube chats, man, they can't even imagine that they're wrong about something, and they're clearly wrong about stuff.
No, but that's why me and you do this show. Like I'm saying, like you can obviously explain your discuss with the left, because that's why we do this. I have
right.
discussed with the right. You have discussed with the left. You consider yourself a lefty. I consider myself slightly leaning to the right. Nowadays, who the fuck knows? You know what I'm saying? So it's easy for us to get together and have this conversation because you want to have the conversation. I want to have the conversation. They don't.
Right.
Right? They just want the echo chamber. They just want the, oh, you're the best. Oh, check out my lolly fucking porn.
And it's the
You know what I'm
same
saying?
with
Like, that's
all
the
the
shit that they
content
want.
creators, even my favorite ones, whether it's Hassan Parker, whether it's Kyle Kalinske, they all still have to like tote that line of as far left as they go. They still say you have to have these pronouns. I think it's silly that you're going to tell other people that they have to use pronouns too. They still say that transgender athletes should be able to play in sports, and then when you try to challenge them on them, they have no argument. They have no a scientific argument. They have no argument whatsoever. So they just shut you down and just say you're wrong. It's ridiculous.
We'll get to her in a quick one quick question for you. I asked you this question as a joke 2 years ago, I think, maybe a year ago. Do you think we can get to a world where there's the TBA in the next 5 years?
What's
the Trans
TBA?
Baller Association?
I'm sorry?
Trans Baller Association?
Oh, that'd be like far down the road. I think that it should be, separated by
I made it as a
biology.
joke a few years ago.
But I think
now I'm starting to wonder.
It could happen. I mean, if you have like,
I wouldn't have a problem with it, by
only
the
if you
way,
allow
at all.
transgender athletes to play in sports, because then what's going to happen eventually over time, you look at a sport like basketball where people are getting scholarships for being good. Eventually, it was going to be all transgenders, and then where are the girls going to play? So now you're going to have your own biological girls that comes afterwards because the transgender girls have already taken over the girls' sport. So then it's just going to be the trans basketball, and then the other.
Well, that's why women were getting so pissed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean,
we
they're
didn't fight
right
for
about it.
women's rights and fucking all this stuff and then have it wiped off by fucking, some transgender shit.
But the far
Where it's
left
just-
is audience captured. They have to go with whatever the farthest left people say. Even when they were like, oh yeah, there's a new condition where you're just attracted to young people, and they're like, yeah, man, that's just part of. You just gotta give them their respect. They
That's
have rights too. I'm like, bro,
crazy.
y'all are doing too much, and I don't know. It's crazy to me. Grandma Moore says, what is your opinion about Mitch McConnell's health? I think he is long gone. Why would his wife go to China a couple days after they took him to the hospital? I'm glad you mentioned that because that's the one thing.
He's
or-
been long gone.
one of several things that happened this week that I didn't grab a screenshot of to talk about, but I did want to talk about it because he's very close to where I live. But apparently Mitch McConnell hasn't been heard from in like 4 weeks, and now there's some leaks or some reports saying that he's brain dead, might even already be gone. Like Grandma Moore says, his wife, who's Chinese, already flew back to China. And because of that, now you don't have anybody to say, like, to pull him off of life support. So a lot of people think that they're keeping it hidden on purpose so that they don't have some type of special election, and then your boy Thomas Massey comes in there and takes a spot in the Senate. What do you think?
Well,
Mo?
that's what they're saying. And I don't know if you saw this, but there was could be another smoke screen. The day after on Fox News, they were doing like an interview. I forgot exactly who it was. Sorry. But they basically was like, yeah, I talked to Mitch McConnell yesterday. Yeah, he's doing in good spirits. He can't wait to get back out there.
Scott
Now,
Jennings
we come to
tweeted it
find
today. I know. Scott Jennings said, I talked to him for 20 minutes today on the phone. Like, oh, sure you did, Scott.
I'm saying, so like, if you're gonna tell me, like, if we come to find out that he was found unconscious, brain dead, whatever happened to him at the process, and that he never came back, well, these people got a lot of explaining to do because blowing smoke screens and lying to the American people is just
Well, that's the difference between the left and the right. If it was somebody on the left, they have a lot of explaining to do. They're going to lose their job, and everybody's going to hate them. If it's somebody on the right, they're just going to be like, oh, well, and just keep on going.
I don't know if that's exactly the case. Again, the American people are just tired. They're tired of just being fucking lied to. The left and the right lines are going to be blurred very, very quickly here. I'm telling you, man.
I hope so. Rob T says, stop it, Ball. I used to work for a private financial firm in New York City where we met with Buffett, Jamie Dimon, Bill Miller, and many more Fortune 500 companies twice a year. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work what way? I think it does. Let me know in particular. Pelosi was big insider trading big time? They all were. They all were. But what do you mean? In
Yeah, I've
particular?
never denied that. I'm just saying that, like, chicken before the egg, she was definitely laying them eggs way before we started fucking eating them. You know what I'm
been
saying?
there for a
Or
long
people started
time,
eating
yeah.
them.
True.
Yeah.
All right, so
I take that shit right out. Get that shit right the fuck out of politics. You can't own shit, nothing.
the Democrat hero Graham Platner, who was running for the Senate in one of them countries up in the Northeast, has been outed as a rapist. Apparently, he raped some lady. Now, there were sexual assault allegations about him a couple weeks ago. However, they came from some girl who worked for the Heritage Foundation, was like a Republican operative. No corroboration. Nobody believed him, so people just poo-pooed that away. However, this time, the lady not only is a Democrat, but she also has her friends who are corroborating it. Platner just looks guilty as hell. Everybody on the left is saying that he needs to drop out. Zoran Mamdani just put out a video today, or I think he was at a press conference where he said that he needs to drop out, Platner does. And then, man, this is really small. I'm going to have to blow it up a little bit to read it. So Vance Rowe here says, Pocahontas, which of course is Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders and the entire Democratic Party knew Graham Platner was a scumbag with a Nazi tattoo who abused women, but he was leading in the polls, so they were okay with it. It's kind of the whole argument people are going with now. Bernie Sanders is getting attacked a lot because he was big on endorsing Graham Platner. We all knew about the Nazi helmet that tattoo that he had on his chest, but according to him, this is something he got while he was in the military with his friends overseas. He didn't know what it meant. He just saw a cool flash art when at the tattoo shop and got it on there. When he found out what it is, he got it covered up, which to me, that seemed like a plausible explanation. As long as he's got good policies, I liked him too. He's not in my state, so it don't really matter. However, it's kind of crazy that everybody on the right now is going to pretend like Bernie and Elizabeth Warren, everybody who endorsed this guy, is guilty of something now, when first of all, the person you support is Donald Trump, who is best friends with Jeffrey Epstein and literally a pedophile. And secondly,
he was never best friends with Epstein for like 15 fucking years. Denounced him, removed him.
He didn't denounce him. When did he denounce him? After he got arrested?
Numerous times. He kicked him out like 2013.
He did not kick him out. He didn't kick him out. Actually, that's a lie, because
look at all the pedophile charges. There's never been one that he's been a fucking. The only thing he was convicted on was the fucking stuff in New York with the filings. I mean, outside of that,
convicted on, yeah, because the people, the Department of Justice are the one that are revealing the Epstein's files right now, and the Department of Justice is ran by Trump, so obviously they're not going to file any charges against him. It's ran by his personal lawyer, and there's just a new ruling. They need to release some more Epstein files. The Department of Justice just said, we ain't going to do it. So obviously there are more files there. Think about all the stuff that's already been released, including pretty valid accusations of minors saying that Trump raped them, and it's corroborated, and they were interviewed over 3 times by the FBI, who also said that they were believable.
Never had Trump's name on it.
And there's stuff that still hasn't been released yet. So, I mean, what do you say it did have Trump's name on it? We're talking about Trump allegations here. Jeffrey Epstein said that Trump...
anything that's ever gone to court has never been fucking proven right, dude. Again,
I know, because Trump runs the Department of Justice.
Time will tell all. Time will tell all, but right now with this fucking dirty scumbag, it's been proven. Even the Democrats don't really seem to like him. So the question is now with him, what the fuck happens? What do the Democrats do here?
Wait, Mo, I gotta ask you here now. We're talking about Trump, we're talking about Platner. To you, it's now been completely 100% proven that Platner is a rapist here. Platner completely denies that. All it is accusations at this point. Now you got Trump over here. He's got lots of accusations. He also denies it. And to you, that's completely bogus. So why for Platner is it 100% proven, and for Trump, not even close?
They've been trying to prove it on Trump for over a fucking decade, and they couldn't. Even when the fucking Democrats were in power, they couldn't. This guy, even the Democrats can't back him. So you can't even back him. So what are we even talking about? I'll give Trump the benefit of the doubt until they show me fucking viable proof. But this guy looks like they have it. Even the Democrats don't back him. So,
I mean, that's pretty good proof looking at Trump. If you want to get into the fact that he moved Ghislaine Maxwell to a minimum security prison, the first time somebody with child sexual charges has ever been moved to a minimum security prison. For what reason? I don't know. You got Jeffrey Epstein there with a check from Donald Trump for a depreciated woman. You've got pictures of Trump all over Jeffrey Epstein's house, and then whenever they see them, they remove them from the Department of Justice website.
Ages ago.
I mean, there's so much proof over and over. The fact that
he never said he didn't know him. I mean, listen, we can go back and forth on the Epstein shit every fucking week. Because again, until this shit finally comes out, and I agree with you on that. Just so we do agree, they should just release everything. And if they do, The truth shall set you free, right?
Right, but they won't because he doesn't want you to see the truth. I mean, if it was...
Democrats didn't do it. They won't do it.
So if Biden
When
was
they were in
president
power,
right
they didn't do
now and Biden wasn't releasing the Epstein files, don't you think that would implicate Biden?
I think it implicated both parties. I mean, shit, look how much Clinton is in there. Doesn't really fucking change the fact. But
All right,
again,
let's move on to the next one. This is the discussion that we started last week, and Trump. I almost called you Trump. Mo wanted me to play this video. It features one of my favorite people, Asmongold, in it, but it's somebody talking about what.
nothing to do with Asmongold. Asmongold doesn't say a fucking word.
I just see
The
him.
guy speaking in the video.
At this point,
Yeah.
and not without problems, but it worked, and the claim that the fact that it was a Christian country, that up until the 1930s, the Supreme Court still referred to Americans as a Christian people.
All right, so yeah, he said there that up until the 1930s, the Supreme Court of the United States referred to America as a Christian nation. So I had to do some research on that and look it up. And yeah, as late as 1931, the court denied citizenship to a Canadian-born Baptist minister because he refused to promise to bear arms in any future war if his conscience dictated otherwise. But in the opinion, the court prefaced its reasoning regarding religious freedom and patriotic duty by saying, "We are a Christian people." And then after 1930s, they didn't do it anymore. But
Yeah. And let me follow up on this too, because
Okay.
I think Asmongold also made a video on this, and it was perfect. He says, I want to live in a Christian country, but I don't want to force my Christian values onto other people, right? Again, the laws, the moral values that we have here in this country, again, came from Christian stuff. So that's what he was saying, and that's what I'm like, boom, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. So if that's what it was founded on, and we are a melting pot, right? We have Jews, and now we have Muslims, and everybody else coming in. I have no problem with these people. As long as you are going to come here as an American, and again, they don't assimilate after like 2000, right? We haven't seen assimilation like we did early on. But if people come here and want to be Americans, like, fuck it, dude, let them come here, because that's what they did back in the day.
I don't know what the judge of assimilation is and what technical, we're using for that.
Well, assimilation is coming here, respecting cultures, respecting boundaries.
So who judges how much respect somebody has or doesn't have?
So if you move into like an area, like if you go to my house, for instance, and I say, hey,
I need
take your shoes off,
metrics.
please.
If we don't have any measurable metrics, then it doesn't mean much to me.
Metrics on assimilation, look them up, dude.
Yes.
What the fuck?
What are the metrics on
just look 'em up.
assimilation? What are we looking at?
When people come here, they would come here and be open to, okay, well, I'm coming into America, so I'm going into your house. So I'm going to follow your rules. I'm going to follow your customs, your culture. Now, again, that's not going to take over their culture. They can still have their Chinatown and these little areas. Like, no one ever said that couldn't be a thing, because that's how we lived for a long time. But the fact that they assimilated, and again, there's plenty of studies, plenty of data pre-2000, where assimilation was way different and way higher. Whereas nowadays, because they import people that hate this country, hate America, everything we stand for, they just want to systematically break it from the inside out, so it makes sense why assimilation is way lower.
These
That's all.
are not concrete terms that can be measured. So for you to say that
I
they
mean, sure.
assimilate more now than they assimilated then, I don't necessarily know that that's true. People used to come
It
over
is
to
true. Look it
America
up.
and then freaking rob
If you come to
everybody,
my
go out
house and I
west.
say take your shoes off and you don't take your fucking shoes off and you throw a fit, you're not assimilating. You're not respecting
I want to take my shoes
house,
off, so does that
my
mean I didn't
culture.
assimilate? I live here. Krypton says I never believed in the two-side politics.
Well, at your own
thing.
home, it's different.
Super Bowl
I'm saying
politics,
at your
red
home, it's
versus
different.
blue,
That's the fucking point.
white versus black. It's set up so half the country are losers every 4 years. That's what they want you to believe, Kryptonian. I see a lot of people saying that two wings of the same bird, bull crap. And I mean, I could see where you would believe that all the way up until Donald Trump's second term. Now you can't say that no more. The Democrats went into winter war in Iran. The Democrats want to pass tariffs. The Democrats are going to be embarrassing us at the World Cup. I mean, there's obviously two
They would
different
have
sides
kept
now.
on sending money overseas. They would have kept on fucking dismantling fucking America. Yeah, they would have done way worse.
And again, as we talked about last week, these are all things that they claim but can't prove so that they can justify when they do it.
I don't prove it. We have reverse migration. Economy's fucking heading up. Gas is down. Which, by the way, you guys with your fucking Biden claims, the only reason why it even hit those levels back then, whoever said it last week, was because it released those fucking supplies. So let's not get it fucking twisted, because I didn't get a chance to say that on the show. When I watched it back, I actually fucking laughed, because I'm like, oh, well, that was an easy layup. So
Yeah, it's funny that you think that you're scoring on gas prices when Trump just artificially raised the gas prices for no reason at all over there attacking Iran
no,
for
the gas
no
companies
reason.
gouged them.
It's all
The gas companies gouged them. He called them out, and my fucking local station dropped 50 cents overnight. So he's trying to call
says,
shit out.
Rob T says Epstein contacted and leached on to all rich people. Wasn't Bill Gates linked to Epstein with some girls? Yes.
What if
Bill
they all
Gates
Who said
got
that
an
earlier?
STD
Somebody
from
said
a
it brings
Russian.
down the entire fucking our economic system. Who said that? 'Cause that was spot on. That's why I don't never fucking release the Epstein files.
So yeah, Bill Gates apparently got an STD from a Russian hooker, and he was getting something to clear it up from I'm sorry, Bill Gates. Yeah, got STD from a Russian hooker, and then he was trying to get Epstein to give him some, I don't know, antibiotics or something for it, and he got called out on it. What religion are the true Americans? Agnostic. C-Spill says that should have been the story before we came to America.
Not agnostic.
How about Africa? What?
Not agnostic.
All right, well, let's see what our actual founding fathers say about religion. We'll start off here with my boy Thomas Paine. He says, all national institutions of churches, whether Jewish, Christian, or Turkish, which is Muslim, appear to me no other than human inventions set up to terrify and enslave mankind and monopolize power and profit. I agree with Thomas Paine on that. He's one of our founding fathers. Let's go to the next one. Next founding father is your boy Thomas Jefferson. He says, Christianity neither is nor ever was a part of the common law. Facts. Then you got your boy James Madison, one of our founding fathers, says religious bondage shackles and debilitates the mind and is unfit for every noble enterprise. Again,
all those quotes
I
have to
agree
do
with
the
our founding
separation of
fathers.
church and state. This is the point. They knew and they recognized that there was an overreach of the church. When they colonized and they fucking built up and down the coast with the 13 colonies, what was the first building that ever got put up in every fucking city, every state?
I don't know.
A church.
A bar.
What did they do with the church? They had prayer, they had government meetings, they had community meetings, town hall, public squares. That was the point of the church, and they realized the overreach of the church. And that is why they removed it. When it comes to like the Christian values and the 10 Commandments, the 4 of them that are not a part of our common law or Declaration of Independence or Constitution are the ones that have to do with government overreach. Only those. So everything else, again, like, you know, the moral compass of our life and our world and our common laws that come from it, they are very much from the Bible, from Christian beliefs, and that's just a fact.
George Washington said, the government of the U.S. is not in any sense founded on the Christian religion. That's George Washington, our first president. His actual quote is, the government of the U.S. is not in any sense founded on the Christian religion. The United States of America should have a foundation free from the influence of clergy. I don't think that's just separation of state. John Adams says the United States
the
is
influence
not
has
a
nothing to
Christian
do with
nation.
not taking our fucking laws and our values and everything about this country from Christianity. How is that?
Well, you're saying something like, oh, we're saying it's against the law to murder, and murdering is against the Bible, and so we took it from religion. No, we just know that murdering's bad.
No, it was taken from the religion.
Yeah,
It
because
was.
we know that murdering's bad. We didn't need religion to tell us that murdering is bad. Here's your boy
Oh, so
Benjamin
you're saying they
Franklin.
would just had all this common sense to begin with.
Benjamin
That's
Franklin,
your
in my opinion, was like one of our best founding fathers, one of the smartest founding fathers. He also was a freak. He says, I have found Christian dogma unintelligible. Early in life, I absenteed myself from Christian assemblies. He also said, Mr. Benjamin Franklin, that lighthouses are more useful than churches. So I have a hard time believing the argument that we were founded on Christianity when all of our founding fathers made it very clear that we are definitely not founded on Christianity or any other religion.
They removed the separation of church and state. Again, it's in our fucking American history. It's right there for you to see.
It's right
You're
there in
picking
George
these
Washington's words. We are definitely not founded on Christianity. George
Thomas
Washington.
Jefferson had his own fucking Bible
Mo,
that he
George
chopped
Washington.
up. He had his own freaking Bible. George Washington called out to God all the time and spoke about the Almighty Creator. Again, so not even
DLC
fucking
says
funny.
both sides still make big bucks, and nothing good from a government level is as it ethically and morally should be. I mean, everybody's making money. That's the problem with the Congress right now. That's why Congress has like a 10% approval rating, because they're all worried about their donors before they're worried about anything else. C-Spill says a brainwashing building is that the
That was
church.
added later, Denny. That was added later.
Rob T says we need more vault signed cards and more pack rips and less political talk. Rob T, we like the politics. That's the funnest part. That's where we get heated. That's where I get my clips. Daniel C says.
By the way, that's a meme that you fucking showed Washington. He never even fucking said it. So thank you.
Says who?
Says 3 different fucking AI searches I just did to find me where he fucking made that quote. Never made that quote.
I'll do some research on it. Let me
It's
look
a
it up.
slightly altered version of a very real famous historical document from the fucking Article 11 of the Treaty of Tripoli.
It's slightly altered.
again-
So what is the exact words?
Yeah. The actual text read, as the government of the United States of America is not in any sense founded on Christian religion, as it has itself no character of enmity
Same
against
thing.
the laws, religion, or tranquility of Mussulman.
Same thing, just shortened. Yes, it's not.
That's not the same thing.
Yes, not founded on Christianity are the exact words. Not founded on Christianity.
Because it has no enmity of character against the laws, religion, or
Not
tranquility.
founded.
It has no
Christianity.
jurisdiction over man.
Dino says
That was their separation.
is in God we trust, not on your dollar bill. They added that at
That was
some
added
point,
later.
like 1950s or something. Grandma Moore says discernment comes from the Holy Spirit. How else would you in your gut know that something is wrong? What does discernment mean? I don't really know what that means. How else would you in your gut know that something's wrong? I mean, that's like
And
to
by the way,
say-
that treaty was from the fucking Muslim nation
I don't
to
care
try to
where it's
avoid a
from.
holy war.
Doesn't
so
matter.
just throwing it out there.
Okay. No, I mean so that's the argument that if you didn't have religion, you wouldn't have morals. So are you saying that if you didn't have religion, that you would just go out and kill people? No. People have
No,
natural
I'm saying
morals.
in the early days, which turned into our moral compasses and our law embedded into our daily lives, yes, I think a lot of people would run around killing people, sure.
I mean, it's still against
If
the
you're
law.
not trained to do things at a young age, you're just going to do whatever the fuck you want. And we did have that, again, back in the caveman, they just walk around and fucking kill people. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't have fucking laws and shit like we
Did
do
they
today.
though?
Well,
Did they just walk around and kill people? I don't know that they did.
the whole thing, like, just caveman, fucking brains don't develop, they just walk around, drag people around. Obviously, we don't have fucking short films of cavemen.
I mean, I
But
don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Not
I
the
don't
overall
necessarily know that
consensus that
that's true.
cavemen just kind of
I'm not just gonna
walked
take your
around,
word
claim
for it.
whatever they want. I'm just...
All right, I think we have to
Maybe
mute
do a segment on
ourselves.
cavemen.
I'm gonna mute me and you for this next video. This is a clip from your girl Caroline Levitt, National Press Secretary. She was on Fox News talking to the biggest beta male in America. Here we go.
Some of these kids, and I call them kids because they're in their 20s, and they've never had real jobs, and they're complaining things are expensive. Yes, things are expensive when you don't have a real job.
That's right.
Do you think that's getting right? Shape them up. I almost had
Or
to.
send them to Cuba.
Some of these kids, and I call them kids because they're in their 20s.
Yeah, the video's skipping around on me, but you heard her at the end. So basically, they're saying that all the kids in the 20s who don't have enough money to pay their rents because they're lazy, they're not working hard enough. And Caroline Levitt, Donald Trump's press secretary, says we should just send them to Iran. We should just send them to Cuba. So they're saying that if
Not listen, because she didn't even say anything close to that.
What?
They said the troubled,
they've
the
never had
troubled ones should get shipped to Cuba. Nothing to do with the poor.
Let's
the
see.
troubled.
Let's hear it again.
Jobs, and they're complaining things are expensive. Yes, things are expensive when you don't have a real job.
That's right.
Do you think that's getting traction? Complaining?
Unfortunately, I do, because this generation, my generation, I hate to say it, Gen Z and those younger than me have been raised with just silver spoons in their mouth, just getting everything handed to them. That's not the values this country was built on. It was built on meritocracy and hard work, pulling up your sleeves, pulling yourself up from your bootstraps, and achieving the American dream. And we need to protect it with all we got.
Is it laziness?
A little bit.
Is it because the professors said the country's corrupt, it's evil, and we just need to shake them down and hand money out?
It's laziness, and it's the liberal indoctrination.
I say, you know, if they misbehave, just make all these young kids join the army, right? Shape them up. I almost had
Or
to.
send them to Cuba.
Why? Because he also added that they misbehave.
Yeah, if
Okay.
they misbehave, like that's what she's responding to.
Yeah. If you misbehave, then we need to send you to. By misbehaving, they say be indoctrinated with liberal ideology. So I guess I'm misbehaving right now. So they think that they should send me to Cuba or Iran.
No, because he was talking about the troubled people, talking about shaking them down and all.
They were
this
also
shit.
talking
Yeah.
about the people that don't have enough money to pay their bills. They called them lazy. So are they just
Well,
talking
she
about?
was leading up to that. She was talking about the silver spoon, which I also agree with. We talk about this many, many times.
Yeah, all these people who can't afford to pay their rent were born with a silver spoon in their mouth. I mean, it seems pretty like a hypocrite saying that whenever Trump is the one that was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, and now he's running the country.
Well, she's not talking to the people that are trying to get out there and do hard work. She's talking to the people that are wasting their time doing fucking teen takeovers and all this stupid shit. When there's so
She said
many
in
other
the
things they could be
20s.
doing.
People in their 20s.
Okay.
Grandma Moore
And
says,
if
I don't
people are
like
doing
her.
these fucking so people get older, they're gonna go from their fucking teens into their 20s. What do you think it get any better?
No, I think
It's
it's
about
just
stars,
basically
bro.
they're saying they want to send all the liberals, all the young people are liberals now because none of the young people are Republicans because young people aren't stupid. So
I can't
now
piece that.
all the young
Normally I
people are
can piece together
liberals.
some of
So
your
if we can
fucking
send all
lunatic
these young
behavior.
liberals to Iran or Cuba, then we don't have to worry about them voting our billionaire pedophiles out of office. Is that not?
I guess if you jump to those conclusions, but I'm gonna just assume that they said
I
it's
don't
a
like
troubled
any of the
one.
press secretaries. I like Sean Spicer. He was spicy.
But to be fair, if I did run the country, I would take every trouble. Remember that show, The 100, I told you about, where they're in space and they have to see if Earth's inhabitable.
Yeah.
They send them down at 18.
Yep.
That's what I would do. I'd be like, when you're 18, you go to Cuba. You go to whatever country is fucking falling
Good
apart.
luck.
You
Hope
like
you
so much.
survive. They don't have any
Yeah,
food
like-
or anything over there. Rob T says, we even had Captain MoKnowz get excited about Captain 1 releasing. Yeah, we're definitely going to be talking about the Captain
Ooh,
1
I can't wait
release.
for collectibles, my friend.
Kryptoni says they
Need
sound
collectibles?
stupid. As long as redlining is still practiced, and it is. I didn't know it was still practiced. The bootstrap mentality will always come off racist to me. Yeah, the redlining thing was something that banks actually did, where they wouldn't give any minorities loans unless they lived at in a particular part of the city, so that they would keep all the white people in one part of the city and everybody else in the other. Then he says, ahoy, Rob T. I'm still kind of in disbelief on Captain 1. We're going to talk. I'll save it till we get there. We're almost there. Grandma Moore says, maybe if they would quit feeding us this crap food. Vaccines.
Facts.
I don't know about the vaccines, though. I heard about this new one that they're releasing where it's like 20 shots all at once for a baby. I'm like, messing with our weather? Come on, bro. Who do you think's messing with our weather? Y'all killing me with that. Who's messing with the weather? Fake media is probably the stuff that you're watching, Grandma Moore. Maybe these young ones could have a higher future. Leave these kids alone. Didn't you homeschool your kids? I'm always against that, too. I'm like, come on. Let them be
Leave
taught
them
by a
kids
real
alone.
teacher. Goes on in Detroit. What? Messing with the weather? I don't believe anybody's messing with the weather. I have a hard time believing that. And then
I need
a
to
lot
look
of
more into that. I started looking into that Bill Gates stuff with the fucking air. I mean, it would make sense.
You were talking about your positions earlier on where you stand on stuff, and this is something that people on the left have been talking a lot about, because this graphic was put up on Fox News to describe what the Democrats, Socialists of America are all about. And it was kind of funny to people on the left because Fox News was like, scary. And then everybody on the left is like, who doesn't want this? So we're going to start at the top. Let me see if you're a yay or a nay on these. First one is Medicare for all, Mo.
Yes, but not in the way they're going to do it. Continue.
College for all.
Yes, but not in the way they're going to do it. Continue.
Housing for all.
Yes, but not the way they're going to do it. Continue.
32-hour work week.
Is that even on the docket? That's a first.
Yes, Daddy likes.
I heard that.
That's a Bernie Sanders original.
Oh, actually, they have that. They have that here already.
32
You do
hour?
like a 4-hour. Well, it's I guess it wouldn't be 32.
No, it's still 40. I know they had like the days.
Oh,
on
I'm talking
and
about
the
no.
days
Sorry, I'm
off.
thinking of a 4-day.
But no, Bernie's
3-day.
saying we work 32 hours a week, but we still get paid for 40. Socialism, y'all. I like it. All right, next one.
I mean, free stuff sounds good. I get it. Yeah, what else we got?
As long as we're paying for it, and here's how we pay for it. Next one, tax the rich. Yay or nay?
We already have one of the most
No, we do not.
aggressive fucking tax. Yes, we do.
No, we do not. Absolutely. Do you
We
know
do.
how much Donald Trump paid? You know why he's so mad and he sued the IRS because they released his taxes? They didn't want to be released to show that he paid $750 a year. For
That's
3
a whole
years.
different argument, though. That's broken capitalism, and I can actually fix that.
Well, I mean, if
we
you
can
can
talk
fix
about that later.
capitalism, then we're talking about a whole new game. But I think you have to tax the rich to fix capitalism, especially in America. All right, next one is.
Well, no, because not the way that they're trying to do it.
Next one is Green New Deal. Yay or nay?
No.
Okay, I'm a yay.
That's the
of
one thing
course.
with Bernie I never really.
We got to
got
get rid
one
of the
on.
oil, man. The oil companies are running our country right
You
now.
could transition. You could transition. I'm always on board with transition,
like
Elon
China,
said,
like
but-
Europe. All right, and the last one is Free Palestine. Yay or nay?
Not America. I don't care.
You
Remove
don't
all
care.
foreign aid. Remove all foreign aid. No, it's not America.
Keep in mind, Mo said last week that we should just blow everybody up in Iran, so we have to quit worrying about it. Kryptoni says redlining also
I said
involves.
no, hold on. I said I would give everybody 24 hours to leave. That is good. I said if you're not part of this bullshit, you got 24 hours to leave, and then yes,
I don't remember that part.
I'm not walk away. But I would never do that because I would
Nice
just walk
of you.
away. I'm not a violent person.
Kryptoni says redlining also involves small business loans, only giving loans to foreigners. Then they take the money back to build their own communities. Yeah, it gets deep into that, and the banks are all in on it. Grandma Moore says they talk about the planes going to the hurricane to categorize them. Then the hurricane changes courses. Quite suspicious. Fake media. I don't watch any news on TV. That's the problem. But the stuff on TV is bad too. Like, it's hard to know where to get your news these days. And you're probably watching people like on YouTube or on Twitch or who knows where. And some of them are good and some are bad. It's hard to know if you're watching a good one. I don't know.
Well, the problem is, there's no way to argue it. If you're watching a live person in a live situation with no fucking script, no nothing, no agenda, I'm always going to take that over any news site or anything. Now, I might listen to the news site and be like, well, what does the left think? What does the right think? What does the centrist think? You know?
I don't know about that
But-
take. That's a crazy take. I mean, you could have the dumbest person in the world live stream. It doesn't mean he's talking better than the smartest person in the world. That's
But
on
I don't
TV.
give a fuck what they, because again, the person talking is whatever. You're seeing the live feed, which is like your own eyes standing there. So you can now use critical thinking and say, okay, this is happening. Why do I think it's happening? Let me look into this, right? That's my point. Not what the fucking streamer's saying. I don't give a fuck what they're saying either.
Gotcha. Let's do our weekly
They're just a
update.
camera. They're the eye on the street. You know what I'm saying?
Our weekly update on the reflecting pool. We've been talking about this for a couple weeks. Mo believes that it was vandalized, or that there's a good chance it was vandalized. I think there's no chance whatsoever. There was a little bit of an interview with your boy Burgum from, I think, Parks and Rec. Dana Bash, the lady from CNN, asks him about the paint, says it peeled off. Why did that happen? And Burgum says it did peel off. There was vandalism. There were box cutters. There have been 7 arrests. Bash says there are photographs of people cutting a 350-foot gash in the reflecting pool. And Burgum says, I'm not sure why you're even questioning this. Basically saying, no, we don't have
definitely
photos
not
of
fucking
it.
video of that.
They've arrested 7 people, all of them for like touching the paint in the reflecting pool, but they still provided no type of evidence of this big claim that somebody cut a 350-foot gash in the reflecting pool. And I feel like most logical, or most people with common sense, know that Donald Trump made that up because he hired somebody who was his buddy to do the job that he did a bad job on.
But the cut still doesn't make sense. I've gone and looked into it too. Like, if the driving the motorcade, which again, I agree with you, wasn't a smart idea, wouldn't have done it like that according to professionals. It wouldn't have separated like that. It does look like, everyone keeps saying it's a gash, but the time frame on it would have had to have been within like 72 hours of being poured. You know what I mean?
No.
Like,
Where's
they're
Big A?
trying to do it. Huh?
So where's Big A? He knew all the pool stuff last week when we were talking about it. But yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
make
this is
shit up.
just-
Go back
it's-
with fucking professionals. Go watch interviews. They tell you there's a 72-hour pliability fucking on this material.
I've seen a lot of pool
So
experts talk about it,
done.
and none of them believe what Trump is saying. All right, let's move on to something more close to your neck of the woods. Your boy, Mayor Zoran Kwame Mamdani. Didn't know his middle name was Kwame. That's cool. I'm jealous of Mo because Mo has such a great mayor right now. But there was a lot of controversy about this tweet that he made the other day. He says, it's hot out there and the power grid's working overtime. Set your AC to 78 degrees, blah, blah, blah. And of course, man, the people on the right went, wow, this is communism. See, we told you it was communism. Here's your socialism right here. Under communism, you're not allowed to have your AC higher than or lower than 78 degrees. So I don't know. I thought it was kind of crazy that everybody blew up about that, especially when you do a little bit of research and see that the guy in Texas says it all the time. Mamdani said
Well, every
it,
state has something during a heat wave.
Yeah, they all.
Which again,
during
that's
heat wave,
retarded
Mamdani
people
said
not
the
looking
same
that
thing
up.
during 2019. Mamdani said the same thing during.
City Hall was 58 degrees. City Hall wasn't 78 degrees. And you
heard-
can make
I
an
heard that
argument it
too.
has to be.
But he's not in
has
charge
to be
of
kept
that.
cooler.
He's not in
Oh
charge.
yes, he is. He's in charge of everything. But I'm just saying.
I mean, if he wanted,
I would have
then-
liked to. If I would have saw that at 78, I'd been like, all right, at least he's practicing what he preaches. But yeah, I mean,
It's
anybody
crazy
that
to
knows
me how
again,
they're just attacking this guy at any chance that they can get. Even the Department of Energy, the literal Department of Energy,
they're going to go
the
after
government,
him the worst.
The
But
government.
they're going to go after him the most.
Can I finish? The government deleted their website that shows the exact same recommendations of 78 degrees only because this was working against Zoran Mamdani. Like, how messed up is that the government is now going to remove this from their website just to continue a fake attack against somebody that's their political opponent? That's wild.
You have the link to the site that they removed?
I've got, this is something I didn't link, but you can look it up. Just Google it. I mean, there's lots and lots of information about it. But sticking on to that.
So,
right
I was gonna
after
say, a simple fucking Google search for most people would have realized that. Again, if you were around during like the heat waves of,
But the thing about it was that it was a
2000
coordinated attack. It was very, very coordinated. It was like all the same big accounts saying the same thing at the same time. It was crazy because it was somebody like Nancy Mace or somebody said it, and they're like, well, when you were governor, you said the same thing 20 or 15 years ago. But they didn't care because they were all given this message that we are coordinating this attack against Zoran Mamdani right now. Everybody tweet about this right now. And they all jumped on it because that's how the Republicans work.
That was a big fucking outage. Yeah, because that's what I was thinking of when I was thinking when you said that. 20 years ago was our big outage.
Right.
Shit was fucking crazy.
And
yeah, I mean, again, people were being asked to fucking, conserve energy and all that stuff. And
that's just, I mean, when you're in a big city like that, there's a lot of people running their AC at the same time. Here's your boy Spencer Pratt. He was tweeting about Mamdani putting out this message the other day. He put out some kind of speech. A lot of people liked it. A lot of people didn't like it. And Spencer Pratt and a lot of other people were commenting about this desk that Mamdani was sitting at. Look how he's purposely sitting at the desk backwards. He talks about here how it's meant to be this way, because it's like you're looking at a doppelganger who came to your desk to tell you lies and he hates your country. Like, it's wild. Now, he's not the only person. Lots of people jumped on this like, oh my God, this is something that he's trying to show a sign here of how he's really a Muslim taking over the world. But of course, here's Donald Trump.
About to look how these desks work.
That's how these old desks are. They have drawers on both sides.
I actually knew that.
I
actually knew that before I fucking even wrote anything about it.
I'm glad you did. It's stupid though. It's like they'll find anything to attack this dude on. But yeah, George Washington.
People fucking hate him and his policies and everything he stands for, and I'm kind of with him on that. But I mean, you can't just attack people for no fucking reason. Do a little bit of research.
Yeah, do a little research. That's George Washington's desk that he's sitting at. So, like, it's a famous desk. Anyway, so here's a breaking news from a couple days ago where Trump decided that he's going to block student debt relief. So if you work for the government, like I used to when I worked for the Census Bureau, then you get into this program where they help to pay off your student loans, right? For some reason, out of nowhere, Trump's like, no, we ain't going to pay for their loans, no student loans no more. Like, why? Just to hurt people. For no reason other than to hurt people. It doesn't benefit him in any way. Like, what's the reason behind this other than to hurt people?
Did they block it? Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They blocked it, but he tried to do it, and that's the point. Like, what's his problem? They're not rich, so he don't care.
The only thing I even heard about that was like part of their crackdown for fucking anything to people without social security cards. I'm thinking like, well, if you work for the government, you'd probably be legal, right? Or else what the fuck is really going on?
Rob says you didn't fall under the guise of Mamdani. I believe he's governed by Kathy Hochul. Is that her name?
This is true. I mean, I'm on Long Island, so.
Yeah, Hochul. Oh, my bad. I don't know the difference.
I mean, listen. If pull up Long Island in New York and pulled up by Republican Democrat, bro, it's fucking full. Right? It's already.
And there's like 6 million people on Long Island. It's not small.
Yeah, but yeah, so it's different out here. Trust me. But I do know people that work in the city. I go to the city.
I'd go to the city every once in a while if I lived that close. NBC News reported that President Trump's investment account purchased over 300 stocks on the day before he paused his tariffs, which, of course, you want to talk about Nancy Pelosi and insider trading. Like, Trump has made more money than Nancy Pelosi on insider trading times 100 in 1 year. Like, blatantly, too. Like, super blatantly. We talked about it last week about how he starts and stops the wars on Fridays and Mondays to coincide with his market purchases. All right, here's just a funny...
Never happened, by the way, under my government. Just want to throw that out there. This would never happen under my rule.
Or mine. All right, this one's not quite safe for work, but I think it's a good description of the stuff that I see on Twitter all the time. On the bottom is the original tweet. On the top is some guy retweeting it. So on the bottom is a left-wing candidate who just won and saying, I mean, most people on the left, like the progressives, are all about we can build a safer, cleaner city for our children. We can give health care to everybody. We want to help lift people up. And the people on the right are like, oh, my God, oh, no, it's a radical left. We're so fucked. And that's kind of what you get, like, all the time from people on the right now. It's like all these Democratic Socialists of America candidates are, like, super, like, trying to help everybody. Like, there's nothing, like, evil or bad about them, but they're acting like they're super evil for trying to help people, for trying to give people health care.
Well, to be clear, the DSA, which was a merge of two groups, one being a extreme Marxist group, which they still have Marxist beliefs. That's why most of the people that they took down their tweets and stuff.
What does that mean? What's Marxist beliefs? I don't believe none of that crap. What does that mean?
The idea of Marxism is to systematically take out capitalism. And the way they do that is by intervening with socialism and transferring everything to government-owned, or they say municipally owned.
Socialism is when the people own the means of production, not the government. That's communism.
That's in socialism. But when you talk about democratic socialism, the way that they're doing it, look at their co-ops, look at all the plans they have for the apartment buildings.
No, it's just bad terminology. It's just capitalist economy with social programs.
It's the whole mission of the DSA.
Hospitals, police, all of these things are socialist. They're not capitalist at all. Every country has a capitalist economy with social programs. DSA members want to have more social programs. That's the only difference. You're not changing our country from capitalist to socialist. Capitalism is an economic system. Socialism is a government system. They're apples and oranges.
Oh, they're not. No, they're not. Because I see you tweeting about it. You keep thinking they're trying to fucking mimic some fucking Nordic system, and it's really not even close.
Why not?
Because the Nordic system at least maintains a private capitalist system. The fucking Mamdani and the DSA, the whole point is for them to come in, get 50% shares to the fucking people. That's why they say we're helping the people. We're going to get you apartments. We're going to get you housing.
Whoa. 50% shares of what? Private companies?
Yes.
Democrats have never done that, but Donald Trump is doing that right now. He just invested money into Intel and AI companies. Democrats don't do that at all. When has the Democrat ever invested government money into a private company?
Every country does it. Trump did it for 10% of Intel for national security reasons. It's now crazy. It's not even a voting position on the board. What are we even talking about?
So your position is that you're worried that Democrats are going to do this thing that they haven't done that Trump is already doing.
They're going to do what Bernie wanted to do at an extreme level. And the reason why Democrats never even backed Bernie was because at least Bernie had common sense. You can't do a rent freeze. You freeze the rent, well, guess what? The bills don't stop. The fucking repairs don't stop. Inflation doesn't stop. Bernie built a 3%, well, 1.5 to 3% buffer on a yearly basis, which at least would have made sense to cover, again, inflation. But the way the Mamdani's doing it is an indirect freeze, which now you put all these buildings into stress, which, by the way, they just went in and amended a New York fucking code or bill which allows them to redirect the stressed building into government control. So if you have a building that's quote-unquote in distress, you can buy it for pennies on the dollar. You can move people in. You can actually fucking tell them that they own it by giving them a fucking government-backed loan. And then when they default on that loan, they wind up back in the fucking welfare system where homelessness and all these other social programs.
If they default on the loan, but they're giving them a chance to own a home. That's not a good thing. They're giving them a chance to own a home.
But these people are living in poverty and distress anyway. It's just, that's not what it takes. It takes fucking capitalism. It takes fucking supply and demand.
Yes, there is. Nobody's getting rid of capitalism. DSA members never say that they're not capitalists. Maybe some of the craziest ones, but we're all capitalists. Every country is capitalist. Nobody's getting rid of capitalism ever.
He is following Bernie's blueprint and even taking it further. Like I said, at least Bernie has some common sense. He does not. So, and that's straight from the fucking DSA playbook. I mean, that's right from their fucking own mouth. And even the ones that tweeted it.
Let's pull up some DSA quotes next week and dig into it a little bit. Because I'm not a DSA fan. I don't think their terminology is stupid. They're not socialist. They think they are, but they're socialist-ish. Just like hospitals, just like police. It's not different. They just want more social programs.
But all of those are still privately owned. Even in Norway, those businesses
The hospital and the police are privately owned?
In Norway, yes.
In Norway.
Very few municipal fucking, yes. Very few municipal fucking,
we're smarter than Norway. We're richer than Norway. If Norway can do it, we can do it better. I'm not worried about that.
Well, I agree with you on that. However, if we were to move to a full fucking Nordic model system, and they've tried it in the United States, by the way, I looked it up, no one would ever vote for it. Because again, we have some of the highest progressive taxes in the fucking world, and our taxes would go up as the fucking middle working class almost 30% based on VAT taxes and fucking other taxes alone. Yes, we would have free healthcare, we'd have free college. I agree with you, that's all great stuff because that's what I want. But the means of getting there, the American people have already said, even in the past, that they're not going to go that way. And again, that's why Bernie seemed to have so much trouble, even within his own party.
Who said they're not going to go that way? They've been tricked into saying they're not going that way by fear-mongering. Yes, we need all that stuff, and we don't need to pay for it. The rich people need to pay their fair share, and they will pay for it. It's that simple.
Okay.
We've been saying it for 100 years.
And I've been saying it too, though. Can I throw an idea past you?
Okay.
What if I told you I have a potential way to fix capitalism?
Okay.
So the problem is, right? The rich keep getting richer. They don't, they're fucking doing tax breaks and loopholes, right? We agree on that?
Yep.
Dummy corporations, offshore accounts, S-corps, right? LLCs.
Well, what they do is they use their capital and they borrow against it. So that means that they don't have income.
Right, and I'm saying when they do that, they're doing that to open up LLCs and fucking S-corps. They're doing it to fucking basically move money from a taxable fucking income into something that they feel like they can hide it, or offshore accounts. Okay, So what if we tell these businesses, no more of that bullshit? Let's do like a sports contract, like a sliding scale with like the fucking the 5-year contract, where we allow these companies, because in most of these experiments that you're talking about, they don't even have billionaires, at least in socialists. Norway does, because they're privately owned. But we'd have to have billionaires, right? I would not have a capitalist environment with no billionaires. So basically allow these companies to make money. Each year, allow them like a 10% increase over 5 years. You can't allow corporate greed to get involved. But now we introduce incentives. Invest this much money into your local neighborhood, do a beautification of the fucking beach, do the fucking parks, and you'll be able to have, whatever tax credits that allow you to make more money. So you're also bettering the community around you. You could also potentially make more money. You eliminate all this fucking fraud and people want to fucking move money around. I don't know. I think it could kind of work. And if you incorporate that with some kind of ledger, which, by the way, I don't know if you know this or not. You know what one of the main problems with capitalism is right now?
What's that?
Online sales.
Okay.
So if I buy something in New York from you where you live, out of state, right?
Yep.
Typically, you're supposed to sell it. Either the buyer pays it on the invoice and they pay the tax, or the seller is supposed to fucking pay the tax on it if it's like included. A lot of times what happens is you have these fucking two companies, or the company and the person, where they're both relying on each other to report it. And then nobody reports it. So what happens, right? Nobody ever actually gets fucking taxed on this money, and that just hurts people like me and you. That makes sense?
Yep.
So you would have to have some sort of like decentralized ledger, almost like a crypto, I don't want to say crypto, like a blockchain, right? Something where they can cross this data and cross-reference it safely. And again, just allow these companies in capitalism to make money, but stop fucking the people like me and you, the working class.
Yeah,
that would be my best idea, while leaving
is
everything privately owned and no government interference. That's how I would do it.
Well, that is a little bit of government interference, but we would need transparency from them, and we get that through stuff like you said, the blockchain. But I don't think the corporations want transparency, and I don't think it's going to be hard to get the board of trustees, the people who only care about profit, to get back to the community. No matter how you incentivize them, as long as the incentives are more than they're giving back, that's the only way they're going to do it. Like, it has to be a profit.
But that's a part of the right that I've been screaming at for fucking probably 2 decades that needs to come down.
Yeah.
Like, that's always where they lose me. Where I'm like, oh, I want to be a Republican. All right, cool. Well, come into my office. All right, learn this loophole. Learn about this business. Learn about this dummy corporation, offshore account.
Yeah, but what you people need to understand is that you and the other 99% of Republicans are all in the same boat. It's the 1% at the top that are getting everything. They're not going to change their minds.
Yeah, but if we get enough, I'm saying, if we get enough people out there that are fucking just spouting common sense and can fucking expose this, I think we could. I think that right now there's just too much money behind it that is shutting people down from actually exposing anything. Whether it's scare tactics, fucking cease and desist, or whatever. As long as you're not breaking the law, I think you should be able to get out there and do whatever the fuck you want, honestly.
Well, that's freedom. All right, I've got a bunch of deep dives into the SAVE Act and to the KIDS Act, and we're going to save those for next week because we're running low on time. So we're going to get into those. Like I said,
we did go a while. Yeah, let's save those for next week. Those are good.
We'll save those for next week. I do want to mention, though, that the Tyler Robinson trial is about to begin. Shout out to Candace Owens on the screenshot here. And there's already been some weird stuff going on with the Tyler Robinson trial. This is the guy who apparently or supposedly shot and killed Charlie Kirk. At this point, a lot of people are starting to think that it was actually exploding microphone or something that might have killed him. I don't know. I'm having a hard time believing it was a 30-06, but we're finding out already crazy stuff in the trial. For one, the key witness from Lance Twiggs is going to be played, but Lance Twiggs is not allowed to be cross-examined. And then the guy who is the first person at the scene, for some reason, the battery on his body cam died the second it began, the second he got to the scene. So already a lot of weird stuff happening. Mo, what do you think? Do you think Tyler Robinson's guilty?
I mean, it's so hard to tell with this fucking media circus ever since it happened. Did he do it? Fucking Israel behind it? Fucking, who knows?
Man.
Fucking guy's dead. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's
I need more
pretty
facts.
much all I know.
I think some more facts will come out at the trial. Hopefully we're able to find out what comes out of the trial. I don't think it's televised or whatever, but I think there's going to be a lot of reporters there. Give me some more facts. But as of this point right now, I'm not at all convinced with the official story. There's a lot of holes.
If this shit stays murky, I'm gonna have a harder time believing that Israel just does not pull the strings on every fucking asset of this world.
Especially that one. Grandma Moore says he was involved but didn't pull the trigger. That's the same thing I feel about the Butler shooter too. And I feel like they were like tricked into being there and are told that they were doing something else. I think the Butler shooter was told to shoot at the guy that he actually shot, and somebody else, or it was a fake shot where they hit his ear, they hit Trump's ear. I don't know, but I don't believe none of these stories at all. But let's go ahead and move on to collectibles.
One more quick question. Did you ever did you ever do what I said and like go through and just pull up a list of like every president and with their fucking affiliation with Israel and their relationship?
No.
It's fucking it blew my mind.
I bet they're all affiliated. Not only the president, but also the person they ran against in that election.
Yeah, it's like every single one of them or even like ones that like Israel was like out to get certain one of them, like yeah, they had a smear campaign, but still pro. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, this government doesn't agree on anything, but Israel is just like, yep, everything's kosher there, right?
All right, here's my card of the day.
What do you got? I don't have a camera this week, so I can't even fucking show anything.
We're going 1957 tops. Not the best centering on this one, but like all my cards, no wrinkles, no creases. It's your boy Willie Mays. 1957 tops, Willie Mays. First year the tops did color photos. That's why it's one of my favorite sets. Also has the most Hall of Fame rookies in it out of any top set. I think I'm gonna start bringing out my iPad and like put it right here so you guys can see my cards better. But I took that one out of the sleeve and the top loader for the first time since I bought it for you guys. Hopefully I don't mess it up putting it back in there. It's one of my favorite cards from one of my favorite sets. Good old Willie. All right, and I got the booster box of that 2026 Topps Chrome.
Oh, that's what we've been waiting for.
I'm gonna start opening up packs, but can somebody tell me what I'm looking for? What's the hit here? I was planning on buying one pack, but the dude at the card shop talked me into buying the whole booster box. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Yes. Hall of Famer Willie Mays, one of my favorites. Hank Aaron, Roberto Clemente, Mickey Mantle, Roger Maris. I like all those old school guys. I'm about to switch it up next week and show you guys some more autographed cards instead of my vintage stuff. All right, I'm opening up Topps Chrome. I'm an old school baseball card collector, so I already know to be very careful when opening the packs. I noticed last week when we were opening packs, the actual opening was really loud, so I'm going to try to move it away from the microphone. And I don't even know what I'm looking for here, y'all.
So, looks like you're looking for some artist original sketch cards, 101, there's some comic excerpts with Spider-Man relics.
All right, first one was Dr. Doom.
Get some artist autographs in there as well.
Ooh, I'd love to get artist autograph. I got some base cards here. I think that first one might have been my hit of this pack. It was, looked like it might have been, what do they call it? Refractor. Maybe a refractor. I got Electro, some hot girl. I think that's Domino. Domino's like my favorite, but she's always depicted as white, which I think she is in most of the comics. But when she was in that Deadpool movie, that Domino, she was so badass in that movie. I loved her. She was like
what year was that?
Mixed girl. You remember, you know what I'm talking about?
The race swap already?
I'm sorry?
They hit it with the race swap already in Deadpool?
Yeah, she got race swapped, but for the better. I like me some mixed girls. That's just
race swaps in general, lazy as
she
fuck.
looks good in it, and her character is badass. Her superpower is she's lucky, and Deadpool's like, that's not a superpower. And she's like, yes, it is. And then she ends up being a pretty badass chick. All right. We got a refractor starting off as some type of Hulk. With my green screen, sometimes it makes them look a little weird. I don't know what that is. It doesn't look like it's numbered. I better pull something out of here. I'm hoping to get like a relic. We got a base Mysterio, base Nightcrawler, base...
How many cards are from the pack?
These are all from the pack? Yeah, I'm opening the packs.
No, how many cards are in a pack?
Four cards per pack, which is pretty small. Now, the guy at the shop, whenever I would grab him, he's like, oh, these are better than the baseball and the basketball cards this year. I don't know exactly why. I think that's Daredevil. It looks like it. Maybe not. But it looks like a refractor. Maybe another refractor. I'm not seeing any hits yet. I got Rocket Raccoon. That's my guy. These cards look nice, but I'm not big into, like, Marvel cards. I've got some old school stuff, like the card that's considered Captain America's rookie card. It's not worth much, but I've got that. All right, let's see if we pull anything here. Galactus. Not a special card, but it is your boy Galactus. And a Topps Chrome. Nothing. I don't think I got anything in that pack. Not even a refractor. I'm yet to pull anything numbered. It's possible, though, that I get a hit and don't even realize it if it's like some kind of alternate art. I'm looking for stuff that's numbered. Looking for relic cards. I'm about halfway through the box already. I got like 4 packs left. Nothing to write home to mom about. All right, this one's looking special. We got old Johnny Blaze. Fantastic year 65. Looks like it's a refractor, not numbered. Got a nice
I didn't
Spider-Man.
see the recent Fantastic Four movie, did you?
No, I'll watch it. I'm not like super excited about it. I hate when they change the characters up and they're like, oh, it's just a different universe.
I like the one with Jessica Alba and what's his face?
Yes, with the
Chris
Captain
Evans.
America.
Yeah, I like that version.
Me too. This
And
one's-
what's his face is Doctor Doom. I thought was pretty good.
We got a Wolverine, a base Wolverine.
Actually, I don't know if Fantastic Four is out. Is that new one even out yet? I think it's not even out yet.
I thought, is it not out? Could be wrong.
Isn't Robert Downey Jr. playing Doctor Doom?
Yes, so maybe that's not out yet.
Yeah, I think it's not out.
Went to
Sorry.
Comic-Con, nice. Daughter got this Lego DeLorean signed by Doc Brown, Christopher, what's his name? Doc Brown, played by Christopher something. I can't remember his name. That's pretty cool. That'd be a cool thing to get signed by him. I'm looking, man. I don't think I'm getting crap from this stuff, man. I'm getting nothing. These are all base cards, 1 refractor. Like, the refractors, I've got 1 pack left. It says you're supposed to get like 2 hits per box. I ain't getting nothing, man. Nothing. I better get a Captain America autograph in this last pack or something. You better give
On
me
those
a-
boxes, it says 2 hits a box. I know the hobby boxes are 2. Oh, no. Sorry, that's baseball. Never mind.
If
Never
this don't
mind.
have a Hugh Jackman chest hair in it, I'm gonna be mad. All right, we got something gold here. It's Taskmaster gold card, not number. Oh, it is numbered. Numbered to 225. Pretty trash, honestly. Let's see if you can see that number on it. It's down in the corner. It's something 225.
Okay.
Got the base Spider-Man, base Vision. Yeah, I'm not happy with that at all. I didn't get shit, not shit.
Yeah, like Rob T said, retail boxes are rough.
Supposed to be hobby box, ain't it? Because it's a blaster box that I got from a card shop.
No, but those are considered retail. Anything that you can buy like at Dick's or fucking like Target, Walmart, they're considered retail. The other boxes you can get at like the stores, those are hobby. Even though Target does have hobby boxes now at some locations because they have card stores built into the location.
Right.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, oh well. Not very exciting on that pack opening. Maybe if I look through them, I'll have something that I don't even realize is good, but that's all I saw was that 1 numbered card. Topps Finest Baseball is releasing tomorrow. 2026. I think most said it was like $80 for a blaster box or something, $90.
70 for a blaster. I already see them pre-selling for 100 because apparently these are going to be tough to get. I will be camping out at Dick's at 9 o'clock when they open. The lady there is pretty cool for the Topps Baseball this year. She was like, buy whatever the fuck you want.
Nice.
Problem is, they're $70 a box. They are the retail, so I won't be getting guaranteed autos. And I don't know at $70 a pop with no guaranteed autos how many I'll buy. Maybe 2. I'll get 2 boxes.
That's how my kid was. We went to go buy a box this week, and he's like, I want something with a guaranteed autograph in it. And like, none of them have guaranteed autographs unless you're paying at least like $300. I'm like, bro, you have to get something else.
So here's the deal. This Topps Finest, it says 2 chrome autographs, right?
Yeah.
But Topps moved into a new format this year. And for Top Series 1, Top Series 2, the cardboard at least, you were getting 1 auto or 1 relic. You weren't even guaranteed an autograph. And the amount of fucking hobby boxes that I bought for $135, whatever the fuck they were, to get like a shitty relic card that's not even numbered, sells for like $10, you know?
That's probably some trash.
And then I would go buy, then I'd buy a fucking hanger, which is like a $15 pack, like 1 big pack. And I pulled a 1 out of 10 rookie Carson Williams. I pulled a Chase DeLauder fucking autograph, not numbered, all from the $15 packs that are retail. Those are all retail.
Yep.
And I pulled all my autos from those. So even though they don't say guaranteed on them, it's just kind of wild that that's like been my best luck. And it's actually a fucking saying, hangers are bangers, because most people will tell you that those $15 packs are the best thing around.
Really? I'm just not lucky at opening packs. That's why I don't really open. That's why I collect old school baseball cards, vintage cards. I suck at opening packs. I'm not lucky. But
I let my girl open them. Remember the HRO stuff? My girl opened that fucking that Joker. Fucking.
She's got the look.
52. Oh yeah. Okay, here we go. It's time.
We got a big announcement
believe this is
from
actually
DB.
happening.
Big shout out to MoKnowz, who was the one who broke the news to me. I hadn't even heard yet. Mo hit me up and was like, "Did you see Captain America 1 dropped?" And I was like, "Bruh, quit lying. Why are you lying?" Because
I thought you were fucking with me.
Me and Mo talked about this for years. We've had debates on this, and I know you're not gonna like this, Mo. But if you go back to the original debate was Mo saying that this would never get dropped because it's got Hitler on the cover, but me, as usual, was the winner and the correct person of the debate because I said
It only took a new president. A new president, a new fucking direction.
Oh, it's Trump.
I told
Trump
you. That's what I'm telling you, bro. We're not afraid to
called
speak
up
our
Baby
minds
U.
now. Back then, they would have been canceled. You can't even tell me they wouldn't have been. Nah, maybe not. But I am glad this is happening. And I admitted it. I didn't hide it from nobody. I just say I would eat my own ass if this ever came out. Spoiler, not going to happen. I'm allergic to eating ass. But, not that I ever tried it. I'm just assuming. This is actually really cool, though, man. I am going for this.
I was
like
starting
a motherfucker.
I was starting to think that it wasn't going to come out at all because why would you drop every other Marvel girl that's ever existed from like second-rate, third-rate girl, fourth-rate girl, but this one girl they never dropped. Maybe it was because of Hitler, but now all of a sudden, boom, here it is. They're dropping it. This is going to be a huge drop. We don't know what the edition sizes are looking like yet. You can see the date for it is Thursday, July. Looks like 23rd maybe. I've already told my Discord that I might take a vacation day so that I can stream the drop. Definitely going for it. Even Mo's going for it. Mo ain't gone for a BB. When's the last BB drop you've gone for, Mo?
Holy shit.
That's what I figured.
Is there a way to pull up my account and see, like, last received?
Yeah, go to your gym transactions. Look for a store purchase. It's probably been a long time. Oh my God, that's a name I haven't seen since 1934. OG original Mertz in the house. One of my first subscribers, if I'm not mistaken. Triple OG in the game. All the OGs are going to be back for this drop. Oh my goodness. The chat will be wild. I've got to stream it. Yeah, Mertz is going for this drop. As long as you still got a VV account, this is the one to go for. It's a W for sure, even if you get a comment. Still don't know if I believe it. I will add gems for this. No, yeah, I believe it. It's official. Now, they might decide to do 30,000 editions, and then we got a problem. I don't know. But as long as, and I think they will keep it pretty low edition because everything that drops these days is a lot low edition than it was back in the day. So you're going to compare this grail to other grails, and this grail is going to have the lowest edition compared to the other grails. So this one's going to be the most valuable. So go for this drop. Buy in the market early when the drop's over. Stack these bad boys. This is not financial advice.
Yeah, I told you, bro. When I saw that, I was like, oh my God, it's happening. I was like, holy shit. And that's why when you responded back to me, I was like, don't even fucking tell me I got trolled by AI. I swear to God, because it looked like a BB account, I even double checked on the comments. I'm like, if I somehow got ultimate trolled, I'm just signing off the internet for good.
No, I thought you were trolling me. I didn't believe that they were actually going to just announce it out of nowhere and then drop it on a Thursday. Like, at least do it on the weekend, but we'll take it.
Yeah, what's up with that? It's kind of weird.
No, they said more information coming soon, so we don't know the edition size or the price yet. As you can see, they're dropping it on a Thursday, which is kind of weird. Last drop I went for was in 2024, says Original Mertz. Oh my goodness. Make sure you sign on to your account at least once every 2.5 years, or you could lose your stuff for inactivity.
So I'm in my account. I have stuff in here I don't even think I ever bought. Where the fuck did Tiny Jones come from? What the fuck is?
Might have had some airdrops sent to you. They'll send you out airdrops. Rob T says he thinks this is a sign VB's not doing so well. I don't know. I feel like they would be holding this off for something big, but then maybe nothing big's coming around, so they just say, all right, forget it. We're just gonna use it. Now, if you look at Candy.com has DC Comics over there. DC Comics, they've dropped a lot of stuff, but they still haven't dropped like their 2 major grails. Action Comics #1, Detective Comics #27, which is the first appearance of Batman. So why are they holding theirs back now? We thought that maybe VB was holding this back because of Hitler and they were never going to drop it. But now that they have dropped it, why? Why now? What's the reason? Rob T says it's bearish.
Maybe
people
are so desensitized to the word Hitler nowadays. They're like, you know what? Let's just fucking throw it out there. Let's just go. Oh, okay. So the last drop I went for, by the way, was the Epico. I guess I was going for like
the David Yu.
David Yu.
Yes, that was my best drop ever. I got the Go David Yu on that.
I got the bullshit Common Eagle Eyes.
Sold mine for 2,000.
2,000, holy shit.
2,000 for that.
Bro, my collection is so pathetic on fucking VB, bro.
I've been building up my collection. I just had that big drop last week, and I've been going around buying some stuff that I've been wanting to hold on to for a while, trying to get my Cat Bronson back. I haven't bought one yet, but it's down to 77 gems on the floor.
Yeah, I'm like looking at my stuff, and I'm like, man.
You might need to sell some stuff. You need to get some gems together for this Captain America drop. You got a couple of weeks before it goes down, but you're going to want to have some gems in your account. And keep in mind, there's going to be a huge gem squeeze on the BD market from now leading up till Thursday, July 23rd. So if there's anything you want to buy, like a Todd McFarlane Batman, I guarantee Batmans are going to be down under 400 before July 23rd. So now is the time to buy. Now is not the time to sell. If you're going to sell pretty quick. Because people are going to start stacking up gems. They're not going to want to buy stuff on the market, and they're all going to be selling to get extra gems for this drop. That's your OG gem squeeze coming through. Rob T says, Vault update on 101. They contact you and ship it. I've been talking to the people over there, Joy Suye, or whoever it is at Motomichi. They've got what are the other ones they're doing? The Mayo drops. Of course, the one I'm getting is not a Mayo drop, but it's connected to the same company. Been talking to him. I told him I was a little worried about this whole thing because I know BB doesn't like me. He was like, don't worry about it. It's all through me, not really through BB, so we're going to take care of it. So I think we're all good there. I've already given them my Ethereum address for them to send me the digital copy, but they haven't asked for my physical address yet. Why do you think this goes for secondary market price predictions already 3 weeks out? I need edition sizes. I cannot give price prediction without edition sizes. That's imperative. But it's going to be a good one for sure.
Secret Rare is just going to do fucking insane numbers, right? Like,
again, it's all about those edition sizes, but Secret Rare is going to be 2,000 minimum. I don't even need the edition size. 10K would be all right. It's still a lot. It probably would be about 10K. I mean, maybe they announced it. I mean, that seems like a good guess, honestly. And if so, I still think commons are going to be around retail, if not over, and then everything else, uncommon, rare, ultra rare, secret rare, special edition, all above retail. So it's a drop you don't want to skip.
I got my ultra rare, amazing Spider-Man number 129 with Punisher.
Oh, you still holding some comic books?
Yeah, $55 floor on this.
AF1 was $20 and 10K editions. That sounds right. But isn't that one only have like 2 rarities? I don't know if this one's even going to have 5 rarities. Maybe it's going to have 2 rarities. Maybe it's going to have 6 with a special edition. We need more info. Next week, I'm going to have all the info for you. So make sure you come back and hang out with us next week as well. We'll talk about Captain America #1. Hopefully we have an update on details. We'll get into it in our collectibles section next week. All right, man, about time to wrap it up. I got to go pick up my kid from the gym. That's his new thing. He wants me to drop him off at the gym before I go live, which has me worried about him the whole time I'm live, but I got to go pick him up. Mo, you got anything planned for this week?
Oh, man. I'm just going to keep working on that documentary, dude. I told you, more I uncovered about my ancestors here. This is wild, bro. I got some people, I got some historians that are interested in doing some interviews. Like I said, man, this guy was a real big fucking deal here on Long Island. It's actually wild. Really wild.
Mo's been researching his family roots and finding out. I mean, sure, you're in New York and on Long Island. There's probably some deep family roots there. He's found out a lot of stuff. I've done some research recently about some of my family roots. We might work that into the show next week and show you, give you guys some information about our backgrounds that we're learning ourselves.
Yeah, the one, real quick before we go, the one spoiler I learned was that when we lost the Battle of Long Island, right? Fucking Washington got pushed to Manhattan. My ancestor got captured. They did some trade. They let him go because he was like a lieutenant. But they tracked him back to his house. They fucking put this guy, fucking turns into a spy. This is all documented stuff. He turns into like a fucking American fucking history spy, going back and forth across the Sound. Sets up this like raid at the fucking Fort Salongo place. Takes out all the fucking British people in their sleep. Blows up the place. And that fucking group of British soldiers was supposed to be the reinforcements that went down to the Battle of Yorktown. And the Battle of Yorktown is what really swung the fucking war. And they're saying that if that fucking British fucking group of soldiers would have been able to go down to the south, that they might have actually overwhelmed and pinned the American soldiers. And that shit is like documented all over the place, and how like one of my ancestors was a big, big part. And I'm telling you, man, this is a story that I got people that kind of want to tell it now.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
reaching out
interesting.
to like local historians.
Want to hear it. Rob T thought he was joking
dude.
when he said he can't wait to hear Mo Gangs in New York, but now you hear it. You were pretty accurate on that. Yeah, Gangs in New York over there with the Mo fam. All right, Mo.
Yeah, it's actually really insane. But I got to go. We'll
Yep.
talk soon. And
All right.
chat, take it easy. Peace.
Chat, thank you guys for hanging out. We'll see you next week. Turn on those notifications if you haven't already. I might go live this weekend for the BB drop. Who knows? If not, I'll see you on Tuesday.